even Coach Strain said it, that winning the region would really make a difference in the playoffs this year.
Oh, yeah. Of course, the playoffs, you want to, you look at it as when am I going to play a great team? Well, you want to play them as late as possible, okay? Because you never know each week when there may be an injury to a great player. Hanley asked them about their running back.
Right.
You never know about injuries, but it's about money. For them, it's about money. It is everything because the more rounds you play, the more money you make. So, the key for that region with Hanley and Anderson and them was trying to avoid Montgomery Catholic and Andalusia to the third round or possibly the semifinals. Then it comes up with upsets of where you're going to play them at. You don't want to have to go to Andalusia or Montgomery Catholic. They got a wild place to play. I mean, they have a crazy, crazy bunch of people there. If you've never been to Andalusia, we went and played there when they had Nico Johnson in the playoffs one time, and that's before they fixed it up. But that's an old.
And I understand it's really special now.
They put $6 million in there, and it's an old minor league baseball park,
right?
Which there's a lot of those around the state of Alabama. But they kept that down. It's neat, and it's a crazy place. I mean, they fill it up. You may not bring any, but they'll have a packed house. And in 4A North, I mean, we still don't know. We got a good idea in the Cherokee County group. We have a good idea of who's going to be first because when you start counting the points up, they don't want to say it, but we know who's going to have the most points and who's going to be first, second, and third. But what they needed to avoid, the third place team is Dessler is not the Dessler of old, what we remember.
Right.
But they're still pretty good, and you do not want to have to go to Dessler in the second round. That's a hard place to go.
That's a tough place to win.
I've been there and done that. I've been there and lost, and I've been there and won, and that is a tough place to play. And now that they put that artificial grass over there, it makes it even harder.
And then, these guys, 3A, it seems like 3A North typically has been the toughest side on 3A. Do you see it that way this year, and how do you project these guys?
3A South, name
really?
one. No,
okay.
What I'm saying is I think this year's probably 3A in the North and South. You got about 3 teams in 3 in the South. So I think it may be one of your better state championship games. Heck, last year was a good game.
Yes, it was.
And the thing about it this year is in that region that Steve and them are at Piedmont's in, who's going to be fourth? I mean, there is an opportunity, and y'all may have already talked about it tonight, but there is an opportunity that 2 weeks ago nobody would even thought about.
Yep.
But Ohatchee.
I think they're going to. I think they're going to get there.
Well, they're healthy enough now.
Yeah, and they looked good the last couple of weeks.
You got those horses back there now. When you was out there running with Shetland ponies, you can't do anything. So now you've got horses. And and then what's exciting, this game y'all talked to Ragland tonight. That's going to be a heck of a game. That's another big ball game with Spring Garden and Ragland at Ragland. I mean, I know we're going to watch a team that can sling it around and throw it, and then you're going to watch Spring Garden. It's going to say we're going to try to keep it for 10 minutes and not give it to you. And if the key to that game is going to be, like we always say, turnovers, and can Spring Garden play enough defense, pass defense, to keep them from getting long touchdown passes, a la Tennessee.
Do me a favor, come back before the season's over.
Oh.
We're gonna book some time where it's all just us, and we're gonna talk. We're gonna put the brackets. We're gonna put the brackets up, and we're gonna talk all these things through. And you got a wealth of knowledge about all this. You've done it all.
Yeah, and now I've studied a whole lot more.
He's the Joe Lenardi of high school football.
And I still remember that night over at Legion Field. God, I'll never forget it.
Lord have mercy. Me either. and one night I worked when I wasn't coaching, and I went over there to a state championship game, and I did Gunnersville. It was Gunnersville and Thomasville. And it may have been 10 degrees over there, and that wind was blowing through Legion Field. God, I was working in there, and I did wear a pair of pants that night. I did because it was cold.
I hear you. All right, where are you going Friday?
I'll be at Ohatchee.
All right, good deal. Well, that'll be a good one to be at. We will be on the road at Ragland for Spring Garden and the Purple Devils. Region title is on the line. The Food Barn countdown to kickoff gets underway at 6:30. Ball is on the tee at 7 o'clock. Snow Timber presents the region title game between the Panthers and the Purple Devils, and you'll see it live on all of FNN's streaming platforms. For all of our guests tonight, for the folks from Ragland, Coach Tidwell and his players, Coach Smith from Piedmont, Jack Hayes is our player of the week. And the other members of the Piedmont Bulldogs here, of course, Coach Michael Short, Joe Medley, James Hardy, Jake and Kirby behind the scenes. Jim Jacobs saying good night from Struts in Oxford, and we'll see you Friday from Ragland.
Hey, who are you?
Oh, hey, Jeff, I'm a car thief.
What?
I'm here to steal your car because, well, that's my job.
What?
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 It happens. So get all stake. I'd be better protected from mayhem, like me.
PCA Insurance is an independent insurance agency located in Piedmont, serving the cities of Piedmont, Center, Hoax Bluff, Jacksonville, Collinsville, Gadsden, Anniston, Cave Springs, and Oxford.
In Alabama, school spirit is in the air on Friday nights. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're giving our customers the opportunity to show their school spirit every day with our new Spirit debit card. We've designed a unique card for every Calhoun County school that includes the school's logo. So every time you use the card, you're showing your school spirit. Come in and get your school spirit debit card today. We've got spirit at FNN Bank. Service, solutions, and strength. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Two teams playing their best football when it matters the most down the stretch of the regular season as a pair of Class 1A Region 6 teams go at it for a chance to win, or for one of these teams to maybe tie for the top spot in Class 1A Region 6, as visiting Spring Garden ranked number 6 in this week's top 10 poll from the Alabama Sports Writers Association for Class 1A makes the trip to Ragland to face the Purple Devils on their senior night, and for both of these teams also the regular season finale before the 1A playoffs awaits them in 2 weeks. As we welcome you into our FNN Game of the Week presented this week by Snow Timber. It is our countdown to kickoff, brought to you this week by Ragland Food Barn. And we appreciate you for joining us wherever you are watching us from here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week as we are closing in on the finish line. This is the final week of region play in the 2022 season. The final week of regular season play is next week, but as we mentioned, for both Spring Garden and Ragland, this is it for the regular season. Both teams, no matter what happens tonight, will be playing in the 1A playoffs in 2 weeks. James Hardy with you, Coach Eddie Bullock back with us this week, Jim Jacobs, and the rest of our FNN crew here at Joan Ford Stadium in Ragland, Alabama. And Coach, both of these teams playing their best football down the stretch of the season, with Ragland winning their last 5 games after a 1-3 start. And then for Spring Garden, very consistent so far this season. They've won their last 6.
Absolutely. Two great programs, 2 great teams, and we should be in for a great football game tonight.
Now, we saw Spring Garden about 3 weeks ago with their convincing win on September the 23rd at Cedar Bluff, 41-12, and we saw a lot of physicality, especially up front for Spring Garden. So for Ragland, you got to figure for Wes Tidwell and his coaching staff certainly matching or trying to set the tone as far as the physicality, one of their keys from a coaching standpoint to their players for this week.
Well, they definitely bring the physicality to the game, and Ragland is going to have to match that physicality if they want to win the ball game tonight.
Now, in talking with Coach Wes Tidwell earlier today as well, one of the things he pointed out as far as their season was just how much of a turning point their 32-25 win about halfway through the season against Wadley was, a team that gave Spring Garden their only loss of the season. But for Ragland, that Wadley win about week 5 or so was really kind of a turning point for them to get them. It really kind of kick-started their current 5-game winning streak.
Well, it's a great momentum builder. If you can beat the team that you play in tonight, it's a great momentum builder, and that's what you want to do.
And now, folks, at least the last time we saw Spring Garden, Chapel Pope had one of his usual big productive games in their win against Cedar Bluff on the road. And you figure, Eddie, that he's going to have another big production night, but also probably even more important for as well, probably his leadership is what's key in a big road game, and maybe their toughest game of the season tonight.
Well, big-time players step up in big-time games, and, I'm sure Spring Garden coaches are looking forward to him stepping up and leading that team to a victory tonight.
Now, one thing that Coach Wes Tidwell pointed out to me was that really kind of his ability in the open field as an athlete at that quarterback position is one of the things that his Ragland defense does not want to let Chapel Pope, quarterback for Spring Garden, get those type of opportunities tonight.
Well, that's what you want to do. I mean, you want to try to stop the leader. If you can cut the head of the snake off, you kill the snake. So, he's the brains behind the organization, and you definitely want to box him in and stop him.
We'll have some more about this game as far as our keys to victory tonight, but reminding you that Ragland Food Barn presents our countdown to kickoff for the best meats around and plenty of money-saving weekly specials. Be sure to shop Food Barn in Ragland, your down-home store for down-home people. See the weekly ad and get timely recipes and more on the website at foodbarnragland.com. You can even sign up for text alerts on specials by texting 41570. That's Ragland Food Barn here in Ragland. And last week was our big Battle for the Belt week. And, well, Ohatchee, that had struggled for much of the season, got their first win the prior week. Well, they certainly did not look like a 1-7 team in their road trip to Glencoe in taking home the Battle for the Belt a week ago. Fairley and Cooper Gomez As coming to the near side, Ohatchee could break this one open, as it'll be Jones, the running back, taking it down the sideline. Noah up the middle, gets some good blocking as he'll bounce it to the near side, and he'll get in for the touchdown. He'll fire with a wide open receiver, and that's caught by Howell, as he could go the distance and will for the touchdown. Heavy set to the far side as rolling will be Fairley, as he'll have to throw it away as it gets picked off, deflected and picked off by Chris Ferguson, as he'll take it to the house for the touchdown. Dropping back to throw will be Fairley as he's under pressure, trying to escape. Shotgun snap as Fairley with some running room, as he'll have a first down and a whole lot more, as an excellent Howell gets a little pop pass as he'll turn the corner, breaks out of a couple of tackles, and he'll go toward the end zone, and he is just shy of the goal line at the 1 yard line. There's that second as the sneak toward the end zone, and it's in for the touchdown for the quarterback, Bryce Noah. Here's Fairley scrambling, and he'll throw and finds a receiver complete. And that'll be Austin Mann. Noah will keep the snap and will take it for the first down and a lot more as he gets into the open field. 10, touchdown, Ohatchee. An outstanding performance at Cedar Bluff, as here's the pitch back going to Baswell, as he'll go to the end zone for his first touchdown of the night. This will be Austin Mann getting some room. Check that, Aaron Mann with his best run of the night into Ohatchee territory at the 46-yard line. Fairley gets a low snap, and he'll pitch it back out to Aaron Mann as he has a head of steam and gets the first down and more, as he'll get wrestled down at the 25-yard line. Low package for Glencoe as Fairley off right guard going toward the end zone and in for the touchdown. Will be fielded by Devin Howell, breaking one tackle, sidestepping another, and now he's in the open field, and he's trying to send it back for 6 as he'll get knocked out of bounds deep into Glencoe territory.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNN Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
The Food Barn in Ragland offers the best in good old-fashioned hometown service when you're shopping for groceries, plus the latest ways to get great food specials your way. Click on RaglandFoodBarn.com. Follow the Food Barn on Facebook and listen to The River for weekly specials.
Where you can get everything you need from down on the farm and it won't cost you a leg or an arm.
And they're open 7 days a week. For the best cuts on quality meats, great service, and great prices, it's the Food Barn in Ragland.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Hey, who are you?
Oh, hey, Jeff, I'm a car thief.
What?
I'm here to steal your car because, well, that's my job.
What?
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 It happens. So get off stake. I'd be better protected from mayhem, like me.
PCA Insurance is an independent insurance agency located in Piedmont, serving the cities of Piedmont Center, Hoax Bluff, Jacksonville, Collinsville, Gadsden, Anniston, Cave Springs, and Oxford.
Snow Timber presents our game of the week this week and our countdown to kickoff as we return to our countdown to kickoff, brought to you by Ragland Food Barn, as we have a big one tonight here in Ragland at Joan Ford Stadium. Two teams looking to take home a Class 1A Region 6 title for the 2022 season, the regular season finale for both teams, but still a lot of big ones across our area and across the state of Alabama, as we'll bring in our own Jim Jacobs, James Hardy, and also Coach Eddie Bullock with you here from Ragland, Alabama, as Oxford has a pretty tough test at Center Point tonight for our first of the big ones this week.
Football weather tonight, Coach.
Absolutely. Great football weather.
And it couldn't be a bigger game for the Oxford Yellow Jackets and for Center Point tonight in that Class 6A region battle. Oxford needs this one to hopefully have a shot at finishing second instead of fourth. And Eddie in 6A, that's big.
That is. That's huge. I mean, you know, the only problem is going on the road and playing a tough team. But, hey, you got to get it done.
That's right. And Oxford almost got it done against Clay Chalkville on the road last week, losing just 25-20. But Center Point has not lost at home so far this year. And that's another tough assignment for Oxford on the road this week that I doubt that they'll be able to pull off on the road tonight.
Right. They played a great game. I got a chance to watch some previews of that game. They played a great game, but I just think it's going to be tough for them on the road at Center Point. So I kind of lean towards Center Point on this one.
Yeah, I give the home edge to Center Point on this one. Oxford will go over there and give them a great game, but
right.
I kind of see them having a hard time coming out of there with a W, Eddie.
Right. That's ditto.
Boy, they don't get any bigger than this one, James.
You're absolutely right, and this is going to be a barn burner down in Dadeville in Tallapoosa County, as Randolph County has been playing some of their best ball down the stretch of the season. Both teams undefeated, one of the top games really, regardless of classification, in the state of Alabama tonight. And Dadeville, with that home field advantage and their physical running game, I think maybe just a little bit too much. I expect this to be a very competitive ball game. Randolph County, I think, will have a chance to win in the fourth quarter on the road, but I don't know if they can quite get over the hump tonight. So I say Dadeville by maybe less than a touchdown.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I think it's going to be a tough ball game, but I just think Dadeville playing too well, and they have home field advantage, and I think it's going to be a close game.
You know, I just got a sneaking feeling that Randolph County is going to get out of there with a field goal win tonight. The Tigers have played incredibly well this season to bounce back. Eddie, you know, I don't know that we can say enough about the job Pat Prestridge has done down there to bounce back from 1-9 to unbeaten at this point in the year. That's pretty darn amazing.
Well, I think when you have to have support and you have to have a little stability, and I think he has had that since he's been there. And, you got athletes. You know, Randolph County always had athletes. So, I'm not surprised by it, and he's a pretty good coach there, too. So, I'm not surprised by it.
All right, let's move to our next matchup. And this one's big for Hoax Bluff just because they need to try to find a way to upset Piedmont tonight to maintain any kind of fourth place playoff hopes in that region. Eddie, to beat a man, you got to beat the man, and tonight Hoax Bluff ain't beating the man.
Woo! You're absolutely correct. Now, I don't think that they are going to get it done. I think Hoax Bluff is probably going to get ready for basketball season.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, unlike the two teams we'll be seeing tonight, fellas, Hoax Bluff playing some of their worst football down the stretch, losing their last two games, including giving Ohatchee their first win of the season a couple of weeks ago. I think Piedmont gets this done on the road tonight.
All right, let's see what's up next. How about this? this one, guys. Moody at Southside Gadsden. The Blue Devils are going to have a mad on for sure after that loss last week on the battle for 4-11 to Leeds. They lose it off an extra point bobble, Eddie. They bobbled the extra point that would have given them a tie, probably sent the game into overtime. Moody falls to Leeds. Now they got to go take on the Southside Gadsden Panthers, who will have their own mad on just because of the game at Alexandria last week.
But I just don't think Southside got enough mad on to handle Moody. I think Moody is going to go in there and get it done. You know, I've been keeping up with Moody pretty much all year, and Moody has a pretty good team.
Boy, I tell you what, they've got an incredible quarterback and receiver pair that just connect all the time for lots of points.
Absolutely. It's like those guys been playing together for several years, and, you know, I've been keeping up with them. They got a tremendous team.
Yeah, this could be another shootout for Southside after losing a high-scoring affair at Death Valley last week. But I don't know if the defense can get enough stops against Moody even at home to pull it out. So give me Moody tonight. And then this is a huge ball game for Ohatchee. Basically the way the 3A Region 6 standings shape out. Essentially, Ohatchee still needs a little bit of help. They have to win, but essentially – the way things could shake out, if Ohatchee wins, they will be in the Class 3A playoffs next week.
They're in.
Well, they have the incentive to win, but I'm just out of toss-up because, you know, they didn't look like the same team when they played Glencoe, and I don't know whether to give them the home field advantage and the win and get in, or if Plainview is going to be focused and come in and get it. So I'd have to flip a coin on this one.
Well, you better flip it with the Indian head on it. I can tell you that because I like Ohatchee tonight. I think Ohatchee's going to get the job done and come home with a W. And Eddie, they're going to find a way. As horrible a start as they had, they're going to find a way to slip in that number 4 slot. And guess who they get to go play?
Who was that?
Gordo.
Ooh, the local Green Bay Packers.
That's it, the local Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I think, fellas, that Ohatchee has built enough momentum the last couple of weeks. I think they're going to pull it out tonight at home against Plainview. And then our next big one, Sax at Walter Wellborn.
And we'll get to that as soon as we hear the national anthem.
Ragland Food Barn countdown to kickoff continues, and looking at another big one for this week around the area, Sax in an Calhoun County trip, the short trip over to Walter Wellborn this week for a rivalry matchup to close out the region schedule for both of those teams. And Walter Wellborn struggled quite a bit last week against Weaver, even at home. And this is a big opportunity for Sax hosting Walter Wellborn tonight, rather. And I think Sax has had some close calls so far, especially at Randolph County a couple of weeks ago, a narrow overtime loss. I think Sax just has the better overall talent in this game, so I think I like Sax tonight to pull this one out.
No, I would agree. I think Wellborn is tough to beat on the hill, but I think Sax has the more athletic guys. I think they got a little bit more talent possibly than Wellborn, but it's going to be tough, but I'm leaning towards Sax in a close one.
Yeah, and I got to be honest with you because Walter Welborn has just not played that well the last few weeks. I mean, some of the losses I think have gotten to them a little bit, and that they're still going to make the playoffs, guys. This is a 3-4 playoff game. Winner gets third, loser gets fourth. They're both going to travel, but Eddie, that 3-2 game is a lot better than that 4-1 game.
Absolutely, and I agree with you, Jim. I think that Mara victory is way out after a while, and I think they have won on Welborn right now. And I think it's just worn them down.
I wonder for Walter Welborn if they'd been able to pull out that Dadeville game, how much their season would have changed. But that leads us into our FNN Game of the Week presented by Snow Timber. Spring Garden 8-1 overall on the season. And for Ragland, they're flip that around, 6-3 overall on the season. But both teams playing, as we've mentioned a couple of times already in our Food Barn countdown to kickoff, playing some of their best football down the stretch of the season. So we'll get into our keys for victory after we take this time out. This is the Ragland Food Barn countdown to kickoff. Snow Timber presenting our FNN Game of the Week as we're from Ragland, Alabama. Joan Ford Stadium is Ragland Purple Devils hosting the Panthers at Spring Garden.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You will be glad you did.
Our Ragland Food Barn countdown to kickoff as the two teams, the captains, the senior classes for both teams, as this is the final game of the regular season. As Kenneth Breeding indicates to you that Ragland has won the toss and they elect to defer their option until the second half. So that means that we should be seeing Spring Garden take the football here to begin the ball game. And let's go ahead and take a look at our keys to victory for tonight. James Hardy with you, along with Coach Eddie Bullock, as Spring Garden, the visiting team tonight. And first off, Eddie, can Ragland get this home crowd involved? And one of those ways, as you know, making explosive plays early and often.
Well, that's what you want to do. And if you want to get the crowd involved, you got to give them something to see that's very explosive. And, they have the athletes to do it.
And I think from a game management, even though it's kind of a pejorative when it comes to fans of the game of football, especially at the college and the pro level as far as the game manager, but I think for this game, Chapel Pope's management and leadership for Spring Garden, especially on the road, is a huge key.
Well, he's been doing it, so, I really don't expect anything different. I think he'll manage the game like he's done all the games pretty much thus far, but I think he got a little bit more to fight for. He's trying to get that number one seed.
And I think to add that the poise from Chapel Pope is really big, especially for his teammates on the road. in what could be, and I think what Coach Jason Howard told me earlier this week, Ragland is the best opponent that they have played so far this season. And for Ragland, can their offense produce enough as far as their drives are concerned that will limit Spring Garden's ability to eat up the clock tonight?
Well, when you have football, you want to make sure your possessions count. You know, you want to get something out of it, and that's the only way you can control a team like Spring Garden. You got to put points on the board.
This is senior night for Spring Garden, as Spring Garden, or rather for Ragland, this is their final home game of the regular season, so this is their senior night. Spring Garden had their senior night last week up in southern Cherokee County, but this is the final regular season game for both these teams, but by no means, rather, is this the end of the season after tonight for both teams, because these two teams will be in the 1A playoffs in 2 weeks. So we are about to get things off as Catering 101 presents our first quarter, and tonight's kickoffs are brought to you by Blue Star Tax Service. For personalized and professional tax service, contact Blue Star Tax Service at 100 Beaver Creek Drive in Odenville at 205-629-3366. So there you see the purple-clad Devils, the Purple Devils of Ragland, getting set to kick things away, as it'll be a short little kick, as it'll be fair caught at the 31-yard line by Spring Garden, as they'll have it first down and 10, as it'll be Chapel Pope leading his offense at quarterback, as he had nearly 200 yards rushing and a couple of touchdowns on 13 carries in their home win on senior night against Donahoe last Friday. So we'll see Connor Bates and Cameron Welsh in the backfield. Also John Welsh as far as one of those H-back / tight end, maybe at running back as well. But it looks as if that it'll be Connor Bates getting the call at running back, as he'll operate out of the shotgun, as it'll be Pope going into the line and gets met for minimal yardage, maybe right back to the line of scrimmage on an aggressive Ragland defense to start this ball game.
Absolutely, it was a stalemate right there at the line on the lead right there, and you had a lot of bumping heads out right in there.
Braxton Haney and Reese Winstead, the Spring Garden receivers. And then it'll be Jacob Dempsey at left tackle, Gavin Cash at left guard, Tanner Rourke, the center, Matthias Williams at right guard, and Jacob Welsh, the right tackle, along the offensive line for the Panthers. Here's the quick throw to the far side. That is overthrown, intended for Cameron Welsh. Incomplete. Ragland's defense will have along the front line Ladarius Rembert and Skylar Barber as the defensive ends, and Jaden Isbell, the nose guard. Linebackers, the outside linebackers, Casey Phillips and DJ Turner. Ethan Courtney and Cade Mickler are the inside linebackers, and the defensive backfield will have Jordan Turner and Jagger Cox as far as the strong safety and free safety respectively. Ezra Hill and Drake Kay are the cornerbacks. So we'll have a third down and long, as the throw to the far side is over everyone's head and incomplete. Outstanding coverage that time by Drake Kay, who we'll also see at quarterback, as there you see it was Reese Winstead, the intended receiver. So a 3 and out to begin things for the Ragland defense, as punting away will be Reese Winstead for Spring Garden. So just the start you wanted if you're Ragland, as the defense only allows minimal yards on the first drive of the ball game for Spring Garden.
Winstead deep for the punt.
So the Winstead setting back to punt, rather, as he gets a wobbly punt to the near side that will take a roll inside the 25, and still taking a Spring Garden roll to about the 20-yard line. So first down and 10 coming up, as we'll see the young sophomore quarterback Drake Kay coming out to lead his offense for the Purple Devils. He'll have DJ Turner and Aaron Lee as the running backs. Also Ethan Courtney we'll see at kind of an H-back spot. Jordan Turner, Braden Collins that we just saw on the punt return for Ragland rather, and Ezra Hill for the Purple Devils are the wide receivers. So it'll be first down and 10 as we are just underway for this Class 1A Region 6 championship game as the throw to Hill down the field is incomplete. Solid coverage that time by Braxton Haney, one of the corners for Spring Garden, as Chapel Pope will be the other corner for the Panthers. Reese Winstead and Noah Barber will be the safeties. Linebackers Cameron Welsh and John Welsh will be the outside linebackers. William Simpson and Connor Bates, the inside linebackers. Matthias Williams, Gavin Cash, and Jacob Welsh along the line, as here's the RPO pass that goes incomplete, intended for Ethan Courtney. So third down and 10, and so far the defense is having the upper hand, Eddie.
Absolutely. That first play of Ragland, they actually had it. Receiver had a step on the guy, just overthrew him. Probably should have put a little bit more air on it and threw it to the inside.
Catering 101 presents our first quarter. This will be a third down and 10 with just over a minute played here in the first quarter. Man going in motion, as here's the quick slant pass that is incomplete. That's intended for Jordan Turner, as there was tight coverage, it looked like by Cameron Welsh that time on the pass. And so a 3 and out for the Purple Devils as they'll have to punt the football. So this will be the first time that we'll see Drake Kay drop into punt formation. And both these teams will have usually a multitude of options as far as special teams returns, as Chapel Pope set to receive. And it'll be a short little line drive punt that Pope picks up at his own 47, and he'll advance it into Purple Devils territory at the Ragland 44-yard line. So neither team so far has been able to come up with a Agent Michael Green at the Realty Pros first down so far, as there you see Catering 101, a full-service catering company specializing in weddings, corporate parties, and gatherings, family get-togethers, and more, with the finest foods from appetizers to complete sit-down meals that are absolutely gorgeous to look at and even better to taste. Let Catering 101 handle your next get-together, and give them a call at 205-362-1949. Here's Bates off the I formation run off of right guard, as he'll advance the football from about the 44 to the 41-yard line for a gain of 3. And that'll set up a second down and 7 for the Spring Garden Panthers.
Well, Spring Garden was actually on that first possession able to flip the field, and then Chapel did a great job. He picked up the ball on the 50, and he was able to give them about 5 or 6 extra yards to put it in Ragland's territory. So trying to get field position right now. It's a battle of field position right now.
Here's the back split, as the pitch back will go to Cameron Bates, as he'll try and outrun the aggressive defense and is able to turn the corner and gets the very first Agent Michael Green, the Realty Pros, first down. But it appears there is a holding flag.
Well, John, the carry.
The outside linebacker made a mistake right there. He went inside. He should have turned it back in to his help coming. Once he went inside, the back had the corner, but you know they got a holding call, so it kind of helped them out there.
Kenneth Breeding, our referee for tonight.
Hey, did your helmet come off? Did this 26 helmet come off?
So apparently somebody's helmet came off, so whomever's helmet came off will have to go out of play. As a reminder,
during the run, we got on the offense. Played down.
So that wipes out that Realty Pros first down, whether you're looking to buy or sell in the Ragland Lake Logan Martin, or thank you, Agent Michelle Green at the Realty Pros, and we'll tell you more about them later on tonight. So it'll be a second and long, as the quick throw is knocked in the air and intercepted, or it goes incomplete and almost intercepted by the Purple Devils.
James, he actually had it in his hand, and the wide receiver raked it out of his hand. If you watch, it's great coverage, it's excellent coverage, but if you watch right there, he got it in his hand at the high point right there, and you're going to watch the receiver rake it out right there on the bottom. So
DJ Turner, the linebacker, with the pass deflection. So it's going to be third down as the line of scrimmage at their own 46. So it's third and very long coming up As here's Pope, plenty of time as he'll throw the hitch route to the far side. That's called at midfield as Winstead doesn't get very much further on rock-solid fundamental defense that time for Ragland to get off the field and basically another 3 and out.
Well, I'm impressed with the speed. If you watch when he catch the football right there, he has 1, 2, 3, 4 guys around the football, and there's just nowhere for him to go.
So you see Courtney there and Turner, Jordan Turner, that we had on our FNN Coaches show, along with Heath and Courtney and their head coach as well on Tuesday night. As here's another Spring Garden punt that will go by Collins and land inside the 10-yard line, and that's going to be stopped there around the 7-yard line.
And that's just a mistake right there, James. He should have probably caught that in there.
Winstead with another solid punt that time, 43 yards when you include the roll as well. So right now, Spring Garden winning the field position battle, as it'll be the Purple Devils of Ragland inside their own 10-yard line. Catering 101 presents our first quarter, and one of these teams looking for their first official Agent Michelle Green at the Realty Pros first down. There's a new quarterback into the ball game, as Ragland has played basically a 2-quarterback system so far this year. This is Antoine Byers, more of a running quarterback, handing off to Turner as he will get very little. Check DJ Turner, that is, getting the call for very little. In fact, Lucky, does not even get to the line of scrimmage in losing a yard. So it'll be a 2nd down and 11, as we've played 3.5 minutes in change of this opening quarter. The play clock has not started yet so far, and now it's just getting operating. So a fresh 40 for the Ragland Purple Devils, as they've won 5 in a row. Spring Garden has won 6 in a row. It looks like we got a little kind of maintenance work, I think.
Well, the football went back behind the goalpost, and for some reason they didn't get it, and they started the play clock, so it kind of put them behind.
There's still plenty of time, as here's the quick slant pattern over the middle, and that is going to be incomplete. As it'll be a 3rd down coming up. So 3rd down and long, as that intended receiver was Jonathan Thomas for Ragland. So 3rd down and 11. So the line to reach for the first down will be around the 18-yard line. So neither team has been able to come up with a first down, as Ragland undefeated 5-0 coming into region play into tonight's ball game, as the roll and the quick throw is caught. And that'll be for a loss that time, as Ethan Courtney lined up at that H-back spot. Gets tackled by Cameron Bates for another 3-and-out defensively for Spring Garden. And there you see our replays tonight, presented by National Cement. Proud to be a part of the Ragland community, providing jobs and supporting area causes, including tonight's game telecast of Spring Garden at Ragland on FNN. In fact, a big thanks to our sponsors this week, as Kay's punt, a high punt that lands off of, looked like a Spring Garden returner. And I don't think they indicate any sort of fumble, but that came very close, Eddie, to landing off of a white shirt.
Absolutely. I thought it may have grazed him a little bit.
Punt was down at Ragland's 28-yard
I don't know how that didn't hit off of Chapel Pope, as there you see on our National Cement replay. That was very close to being first turnover of the ball game for Spring Garden. But the Panthers will have outstanding field position, as there you see Chapel Pope under center, giving it to Connor Bates off the left side with running room, as he'll get the first down and more, presented by Agent Michelle Green at the Realty Pros. Whether you're looking to buy or sell in the Ragland, Lake Logan, Martin area, be sure to give Michelle a call. Your Realty Pros agent at 205-901-3352. This also means that it is a red zone opportunity presented by Triton Inspection Services. High formation, that slant give to Bates, as he'll get stood up at the line of scrimmage. In fact, he gets gang tackled, as there you see DJ Turner and a couple of others helping out that time on the tackle. Skylar Barber also on the stop.
Well, I'm impressed with Ragland's speed. They have some excellent speed right now. They get into the football pretty quickly.
That is one thing that Jason Howard mentioned to me, was as far as his impressions on Ragland, was indeed their team speed and athleticism. So the 2nd down and 11 on a loss of 1 as Pope will keep, and he will get met at the line of scrimmage, but his momentum does get a couple of yards. As there you see Ethan Courtney and a couple other of his teammates helping out on the tackle, and Dre Kay also coming up from the secondary in run support.
Well, that was like earlier when they ran. Long as they keep maintaining that outside leverage, it's hard for Spring Garden to get outside right now. So, I think Ragland going to have to try to keep them boxed in right now and try to limit them to just a field goal.
So 3rd down and 9 coming up. This is a Triton Inspections Services red zone opportunity, as the throw to John Welsh is complete for the touchdown. Outstanding pocket presence that time by Chapel Pope to be able to not lose his poise in the pressure and find John Welsh open along the far sideline for the touchdown.
Well, they flooded the zone. They sent one receiver out and let him occupy the safety, and then brought another receiver underneath him.
Our National Cement replay as an outstanding catch as well, as that throw almost a little too far out in front for John Welsh, but he's able to reel it in for the first touchdown of the night. So it'll be Cameron Bates coming on, the straight-on kicker for the PAT. So there's the snap, hold, and kick are all good. And we'll take our first in-game timeout. First quarter, it is now Spring Garden on the road, leading 7-0 over Ragland on the FNN Game of the Week, presented by Snow Temper.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNM Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Spring Garden 7 and Ragland nothing, as the kickoff field gets fumbled, but Ragland is able to pick it up on our Blue Star kickoff, Blue Star Tax Service kickoff for professionalized and professional tax service. Contact Blue Star Tax Service at 100 Beaver Creek Drive in Odenville and give them a call at 205-629-3366. Catering 101 presents our first quarter. Be sure to give them a call at 205-362-1949 for your catering needs. Here's Drake Kay back in at quarterback, as he'll run right into the arms of a Spring Garden tackler. It looked like John Welsh was able to come up with that tackle for a loss. So right now the Spring Garden line of scrimmage dominating along the line of scrimmage. Has really nothing going so far for the Ragland offense. So the 2nd down, and once again behind the sticks for Coach Tidwell's squad. Wes Tidwell in his 2nd season leading the Ragland program. As here's DJ Turner on the stretch give, as he'll get not even back to the line of scrimmage on outstanding pursuit. As there you see Jacob Welsh as well as Connor Bates and others on the tackle.
Absolutely. They had a great play call right there, but they missed a block. It should have been outside zone play, and they missed a block and got Leaky in from the inside, and he was able to run him down and grab his jersey from behind. But I think Ragland is going to have to try to get the edges a little bit more, the outside zone, and maybe some tall sweeps.
17-yard touchdown pass for Spring Garden so far, the only score of the ball game, as Drake Kay gets taken down for the sack, as once again Jacob Welsh And a few others helping out on the sack is Chris Sadler, also from the defensive back spot on the blitz, helping out on the sack. So 4th down, another 3 and out for the Ragland offense, as they'll have to punt it away, as Drake Kay has been quite busy as far as in punt formation. He'll have to punt it away for the 3rd time so far in this first quarter. Chapel Pope back to receive as he'll field from his own 44, trying to go upfield and gets across midfield, and he'll get tackled in Ragland territory around the 45-yard line.
Ragland 45.
Snow Timber presents our FNN Game of the Week this week for the finest in timberland management, tree harvesting and planting, land acquisition, and more. Contact Chad Snow at Snow Timber in Ohatchee at 256-689-2572. So once again, it'll be the Spring Garden offense starting their drive in Ragland territory. Bates will get the handoff up the middle, as good blocking along the offensive line and tough running for Bates, as he'll get around the 39-yard line. That's going to be a solid 5, maybe 6 yards on first down. So we're deep into the first quarter, now at the 3-minute mark left in the opening quarter. An 18-yard touchdown pass from Chapel Pope to John Welsh, the only scoring so far in this ball game. So 2nd down, and we'll call it 4, so I formation, as the pitch back will go to John Welsh, as he has outstanding blocking on the right side, and he'll have a 1st down and more, and may have a touchdown, as he'll go in for a 40-yard touchdown for Spring Garden. So let's take a look at that student body right toss sweep, Eddie, for Spring Garden that goes for 40 yards and a touchdown.
Well, they're just outflanking him, and they're getting the toss right there. And when you see he got a convoy of blockers out in front of him, and, they just occupy him and let him make the moves and cut back,
Reese Winstead and Connor Bates helping out, as there you see the replay from National Cement on the 2nd touchdown for Spring Garden tonight. Cameron Bates misses the PAT, as there was a little bit of issue as far as the snap and hold for Spring Garden. So PAT no good. We'll take this time out. Snow Timber presents our FNN Game of the Week.
The Food Barn in Ragland offers the best in good old-fashioned hometown service when you're shopping for groceries, plus the latest ways to get great food specials your way. Click on RaglandFoodBarn.com. Follow the Food Barn on Facebook and listen to the River for weekly specials.
Where you can get everything you need from down on the farm and it won't cost you a leg or an arm.
And they're open 7 days a week. For the best cuts on quality meats, great service, and great prices, it's the Food Barn in Ragland.
Cameron Bates kicks off, as it'll be Jagger Cox fielding at the 19-yard line on our Blue Star Tax Services kickoff, as the return by Cox will advance across the 25 to around the 30-yard line. As there you see Blue Star Tax Service for personalized and professional tax service. Contact Blue Star Tax Service at 100 Beaver Creek Drive in Odenville, and their number at 205-629-3366. Catering 101 presents our first quarter, as Ragland hasn't been able to get anything going offensively, as DJ Turner takes it off of left guard and off of some of the best blocking so far in the first quarter. Turner will advance the football across the 35 to about the 37-yard line for a gain of 7.
Lee on the run.
It's a great run right there, initial run off tackle.
Second down, they'll officially say 6 yards by DJ Turner. As there you see the other quarterback, Antoine Byers, also a sophomore. In the pistol formation as the snap, and the give goes to DJ Turner as he's fighting for yards and close to the Michelle Green at the Realty Pros first down, but let's see, where they spotted about a yard or so shy of the first down. So the third down and short as Ragland still looking for their very first Michelle Green first down of the night.
Big play right here. I think Spring Garden right now is kind of imposing their will at the line of scrimmage right here. So Ragland is going to have to get a first down right here to keep that football moving.
Less than 90 seconds left. First corner as DJ Turner gets the first down and more. As Agent Michelle Green with the Realty Pros presents our first down, whether you're looking to buy or sell in the Ragland or Lake Logan Martin area. Be sure to call Michelle Green, your Realty Pros agent, at 205-901-3352, and a National Cement second look at that first down run from DJ Turner. The very first down run of the night. And there you see a couple of tackles broken by Turner. Ragland looks like gets it across midfield on the zone read keeper by quarterback Antoine Byers. And so Byers will get his first carry of this possession. As for the first time tonight, the Purple Devils of Ragland get into Spring Garden territory. So we have 30 seconds left in the opening quarter, presented by Catering 101.
Well, the blocking schemes has changed now. Instead of them zone blocking right now, they big on big. They putting a hat on a hat and letting the back pick and choose his gaps.
Receivers to each side, and here's the give to Turner straight ahead as he'll get wrapped up right around the line of scrimmage, maybe for a 1-yard gain. And so that should be our final play of the first quarter, brought to you by Catering 101. So for weddings, corporate parties, and gatherings, give them a call at 205-362-1949. Snow Timber presents our FNN Game of the Weekend. Spring Garden out to a 13-0 lead after 1 at Ragland here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Weekend.
Hey, who are you?
Oh, hey, Jeff, I'm a car thief.
What?
I'm here to steal your car because, well, that's my job.
What?
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 It happens. So get off stake. I'd be better protected from mayhem, like me.
PCA Insurance is an independent insurance agency located in Piedmont, serving the cities of Piedmont, Center, Hoax Bluff, Jacksonville, Collinsville, Gadsden, Anniston, Cave Springs, and Oxford.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Through one quarter of play, Spring Garden leads 13-0 on the road at Ragland for our Snow Timber FNN High School Football Game of the Week this week. Our FNN Game of the Week every week, sponsored as well by Alabama's conservative Republican leader, Congressman Mike Rogers. Second quarter brought to you by Jamie Mickler Masonry. If you want a brick masterpiece, whether it's a fire pit, an outdoor fireplace, driveway mailbox, or complete home project, call the man with over 25 years of experience in showplace work throughout the area, Jamie Mickler Masonry, at 205-718-2317. With the ball around midfield, they really don't have to flip that far, as we'll have a whistle and a stoppage in play. And looks like a timeout and a timeout for Ragland. That'll also remind us and remind you that our FNN Game of the Week is also presented every week by the FNN Bank, home of the high school spirit card, where service, solutions, and strength isn't just a tagline. At FNN Bank, we're here for you. And so far, Eddie, it's basically been all Spring Garden as they've used their defense and their special teams to dominate the field position. And so far, they've been able to take advantage with 13 first quarter points.
Absolutely. Field position has played a important role in them scoring 13 points, but you don't want to do what Ragland just did. You know, you come out of a quarter exchange and then you go out and line up wrong and have to call a timeout. You know, that's just a wasted timeout right there.
So we've seen 2 quarterbacks already for Ragland, as it'll be Antoine Byers, the sophomore, the running quarterback in the ball game, as he'll get the snap, and DJ Turner goes up the middle and he gets wrapped up. As there you see Jacob Welsh, along with a couple of others as well. Looks like Matthias Williams also helping on the tackle, as we'll get a second look on our National Cement replay.
They're just not getting Williams blocked. He's just not getting blocked at all, and he's causing them all kind of problems.
Proud to be a part of the Ragland community, providing jobs and supporting area causes, including tonight's game telecast of Spring Garden at Ragland on FNN. So this will be looks like a punting situation, as it is a kick by Drake K, as it'll land inside the 20. Oh, and a mental mistake that time, coaches. You were reacting to that, as one of the special teams players, one of the gunners that time for Ragland, could have let the ball go, and that might have gotten 5 more yards of roll inside the 10, but nonetheless, Spring Garden will take over at their own 11.
Absolutely. That was probably another at least 5 yards he would have got on that roll right there, and he caught it in midair, and just a mental mistake.
Eddie, I think we saw some of the old coach in you on that last special team sequence.
Absolutely. Hey, I reacted time it happened, you know. You just don't want to make those kind of mistakes.
Well, no mistakes this time for the Ragland defense, as they're able to swarm to the football, as Chapel Pope is not able to get very much, if anything, on that first down run. Jamie Mickler Masonry presents our second quarter. This is the FNN game of the week, as both Ragland and Spring Garden closing out the regular season tonight. But we have, and much of the state of Alabama still has one more week to go next week as far as the regular season. Here's the loaded backfield as the pitch back goes to Bates, as he'll be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. In fact, goes out of bounds as he gets driven out of bounds for maybe a loss of 1.
Looked like he lost a couple.
So maybe a loss of 2 yards, as well as solid defense from backup defensive back Jonathan Thomas, along with 3 others for Ragland on that run support.
Well, field position playing a role right now, and you imagine if they had that extra 5 yards, and Ragland has to hold them right here, like Spring Garden done them in the first quarter, and flip the field position.
And there you see Michelle Green that presents our first down tonight, but it's going to require about a dozen yards for Spring Garden to get the first down, as Pope running for his life, trying to turn the corner and cannot do so, as he gets taken down around the line of scrimmage, as Jagger Cox helps out for Ragland and leads the way on the tackle, as we'll take a second look on the National Cement replay. So very solid defense as Cox coming in on the tackle, as it'll be punting time on a 3-and-out from the Ragland defense.
Well, in those certain plays as well, James, you got to get upfield, and Spring Garden is getting upfield on defensive plays, especially when they know they run plays, and Ragland is kind of playing off the block and allowing them to get some yardage. So here's an opportunity for them to flip the field right here. Let's see how they do.
Reese Winstead could use a good punt and gets a good punt, as Brayton Collins will make a fair catch and juggles it as well, but makes the fair catch nonetheless around the 49, his own, for Ragland. So now Ragland getting some good field position, but Eddie, they've got to be able to do something with it and get some first downs to get their defense some rest.
Absolutely. They need to have a good drive right here. They need to have a good possession and make Spring Garden play some defense to level out the playing field.
Jamie Mickler of Masonry brings you our second quarter, and Snow Timber, our FNN game of the week for tonight. Here's the give up the middle to Turner, as he has good running room and breaks out of 1 tackle and gets the first down and more, as he'll advance the football for about a 17-yard gain inside the 35 to the 34 on an Agent Michelle Green first down.
34, first.
There you see the National Cement replay, and tough physical running that time for DJ Turner.
Well, you got a little trap on this side right here. You got a little cross block right there between the tackle and the guard, and he read it beautifully. He let the blocks clear, and he got up between them.
Drake Hay back in at quarterback as he'll hand off right up the middle to DJ Turner as he'll get to about the 31-yard line. And one of the keys for Coach Jason Howard for Spring Garden was his defense's ability to contain DJ Turner. And so far, they've been able to do an outstanding job tonight, but DJ Turner just starting to maybe get the engine cranked up on this drive.
Right, and you want to kind of, I wouldn't be surprised if you see him pop it up in that wet turn and then quarterback keep it and try to get outside. But you got to reach that in or reach that outside linebacker, at least put a hat on it.
Once again, the pistol look. As here's the option keeper for Kay as he'll clear through the defense to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Ragland.
There's a play right there. He was headed outside, but he stuck a foot in the ground and got in the gap.
Drake Kay takes it from, we'll say, 31 yards out as the National Cement replay, the second look of Drake Kay blowing through the defense and putting Ragland on the board.
Well, we kind of caught the tail end of the replay, but he started left, trying to get the outside, but Spring Garden maintained outside leverage, and he was able to stick his foot in the ground and turn it up, and that speed showed its ugly head right there. They weren't able to catch it.
Ezra Hill for the line drive PAT, and that makes its way through. So your new score is Spring Garden 13, Ragland 7. Snow Timber presents our FNN High School football game of the week.
Second quarter.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
So Ragland gets on the board on a 31-yard touchdown scamper by sophomore quarterback and starting quarterback Drake Kay. As Spring Garden got out to a 13-0 lead after one, but we're at 7:45 left in the first half as Ragland back in this ball game down 13-7. As the 2022 season, the FNN Game of the Week sponsored every week by the Calhoun County Commission. If you're looking for the perfect place to live or start a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Jamie Mickler Masonry also taking care of us as far as our second quarter tonight. As here's the squib kick for Ragland as that'll be fielded on a knee, looks like by Connor Bates on our Blue Star kickoff.
Well, and I think that was a mistake as well, James. I think he probably should have scooped that up and tried to get some. He had enough time to get some positive yardage.
Blue Star Tax Services presenting all of our kickoffs tonight. For personalized and professional tax service, contact Blue Star Tax Service at 100 Beaver Creek Drive in Odenville. Or give them a call at 205-629-3366. So Spring Garden will have the football from about their own 25-yard line as Pope lining up in the shotgun. Here you see a couple of the players shifting toward the near side for Spring Garden as Bates trying to turn the corner and does a really nice job of dancing along the sideline and advancing for a very solid 6-yard gain.
Well, Spring Garden walled off the left side. They do a great job on the tosses and outside zone of walling off. If you will, Jim, let's take a look at that touchdown play again.
Yeah,
if you look at it right there, you notice he was headed outside on it, and he stuck a foot in the ground and turned it back up.
National Cement giving us a full look that time and an outstanding 31-yard touchdown run for Ragland quarterback Drake Kay. And back to live action as shy of the 40-yard line. first down, another Agent Michelle Green with the Realty Pros first down for Spring Garden, as Connor Bates was able to take it off of right guard, kind of that bread and butter zone stretch play that time for Spring Garden. Whether you're looking to buy or sell in the Ragland Logan Martin area, call Michelle Green, your Realty Pros agent, at 205-901-3352. Here's a bobbled snap in the backfield, but Pope is able to fall on it and preserve the possession, and it's going to be a second and very long coming up. So under 7 minutes to go until halftime, and I think I see a flag on the play.
Well, you had an unsportsmanlike on Spring Garden, and then Ragland retaliated, so he hurt his team. He's probably going to get offset and penalties, and I think both of them probably going to offset each other. You had one blocker who was basically doing what you tell him not to do. Once you get down and you made your block, get up, get back to the huddle, but he kind of was standing over the player, and I'm sure words probably were exchanged, and the defense didn't like it. So you can see one of the Ragland players saying both of them. So he hurt his team. He retaliated, and, you know.
But that's what you know, Eddie, as far as trying to teach those young boys as far as on the football field when it comes to composure. When it's live action and the emotions get going and the chippiness also gets ratcheted up, sometimes it's hard to contain those emotions.
Ball, unsportsmanlike on the offense. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike on the defense. Them penalties offset, play second down.
Haven't heard a whole lot of Kenneth Breeding tonight and offsetting penalties, but with the botched snap, it's still going to be a loss, quite a loss at that. So we'll call that about a 7-yard loss, so it'll be second down and 17 yards to go.
Well, James, the coaching is going to come out of me. You're talking second and 17 plus 15 added to that. Flips the field position, and you just got to have discipline, on plays like that. You got to have it.
Here's the keeper for the quarterback, Chapel Pope, as the Ragland defense ready for it, and I think that play loses another couple of yards. Looked like a run blitz that time for the Purple Devils defense, and they were able to swarm around the quarterback, Chapel Pope, as Pope has not been able to make a whole lot of meaningful runs tonight. His biggest play really has come in the passing game on the first touchdown on third down and long tonight, Coach.
Well, what they're doing is they're getting penetration upfield right now, and they maintain outside leverage. So once they maintain outside leverage, Spring Garden has nowhere to go.
Pope with time as he'll throw complete to Haney as he's behind the defense, and he could go 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown for Spring Garden.
And that's what you don't want to do on 3rd and 17. You know they got to throw it, so you don't want to let anybody get behind you on that. And that's just poor coverage right there.
69 yards on the touchdown pass from Pope to Braxton Haney as National Cement gives us a look.
If you look right here, I'm sorry, James, but he has a step on the guy right there, and that shouldn't have never happened.
That was Drake Kay, the cornerback, beaten by Braxton Haney for his first touchdown of the night. Second touchdown pass for Chapel Pope tonight. So Spring Garden answers the touchdown drive as they're going to go for 2. As here's the option pitch to Connor Bates, and the throw in the end zone is good for the 2-point conversion. So that makes it a 21-7 lead for Spring Garden as we'll take this time out as Snow Timber presents our FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Here's our Blue Star Tax Service kickoff as it'll be fielded by Collins at the near side as he'll get taken down around the 24-yard line. So first down and 10 as Jamie Mickler Masonry presents our second quarter. If you want a brick masterpiece, whether it's a fire pit, an outdoor fireplace, driveway mailbox, or a complete home project, call the man with over a quarter century of experience and showplace work throughout the area. Jamie Mickler Masonry, that's the number, is at 205-718-2317. Big plays in the passing game have helped Spring Garden get out to a 21-7 advantage. As we're under 5.5 minutes to go in the opening half, as there's a big hitter up the middle for DJ Turner. That's going to give him about 7 yards. And now we're starting to see Turner and this run game for Ragland start to get some traction.
Well, he actually ran what we call a bend play right there. He started to the right and he stuck a foot in the ground and bent back to the left side. And that's actually a play. You call it a bend. And, you know, he's getting up in that gap pretty quickly.
Looks like Drake Kay still in at quarterback as the give up the middle goes to DJ Turner, as he'll get close to, and I think does have his agent Michelle Green with the Realty Pros first down.
Now, what I explained earlier, James, on offense, Ragland has to change the blocking assignments. They're not blocking big on big instead of zone blocking, and they're allowing the running back to get to this second and sometimes third level. The safeties are having to make tackles now. So you'll see more big runs right here.
Here's the shotgun set as Kay throwing down the field, and that will go out of bounds, incomplete. So the intended receiver that time was Ezra Hill, but that ball was thrown out of bounds as Haney on the coverage defensively for Spring Garden.
And if you'll notice on that particular play, he didn't let him get behind him. He only came to undercut the ball when he seen that it was thrown short. But that's the way Ragland defense should have played that 3rd and 17, you know.
Couple of touchdown passes for Chapel Pope for Spring Garden tonight. 18 yards and 69 yards here in the first half. 2nd and 10 as the play action pass over the middle is complete as Ethan Courtney trying to drag tacklers with him as he'll get close to the 45 around the 44-yard line.
That's great execution right there. You hit the up back right there. Like a big tight end right there, and you can see us a big kid right there, and he's able to take that punishment and get 2 or 3 extra yards.
On that National Cement replay, Ethan Courtney dragging the tackler for Spring Garden in Chapel Pope. So it'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it about 1 yard to go, we'll say, on a 9-yard pass completion.
Probably going to see a power play right here, I believe, to the right.
It's like Byers in at quarterback as right up the gut. Turner gets stopped for no gain, if not a loss. So there you see Jacob Welsh, Connor Bates, Matthias Williams, and others as the line of scrimmage dominated that time by Spring Garden on a 3rd and short.
Right, just too much penetration on that left side.
So it'll be 4th down. And let's see if maybe Ragland goes for it or if they punt it away, as it looks as if Byers will stay out on the field. So 4th down, I'll say about 4 or so to go. Or check that a long 2, they'll say. As the line reached the 45 for the first down, and we'll have a timeout on the field. It looks like a timeout for Ragland. We'll take the timeout with them with 3:01 left opening half here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You will be glad you did.
.301 left until halftime. The 2022 season of the FNN Game of the Week, sponsored every week by Young Oil Grub Mart, home of the 99-cent bag of ice and everybody's favorite, the popcorn bucket. So be sure to buy yours and get free popcorn refills for an entire year. Line to reach for the Agent Michelle Green first down is the 45-yard line, so we'll say a 4th down and 2 as the Ragland Purple Devils offense comes back onto the field. Collins in motion to the far side, and we'll have another timeout. Let's see who calls the timeout this time, and once again it'll be for Ragland. Second quarter presented by Jamie Mickler Masonry. If you want a brick masterpiece, whether it's a fire pit, an outdoor fireplace, driveway mailbox, or a complete home project, call the man with over 25 years of experience and who can showplace his work throughout the area. Jamie Mickler Masonry. His number at 205-718-2317. Snow Timber presents our FNN Game of the Week this week for the finest in timberland management, tree harvesting and planting, as well as land acquisition and more. Contact Chad Snow at Snow Timber in Ohatchee, and the number is 256-689-2572. 4th and 2 as Byers lined up at quarterback. Looks like a pistol formation as there you see Courtney the H-back. Snap. And the give to Turner, needs the 45, and he's going to be stood up about a yard shy of the first down. Outstanding defense by Spring Garden as they hold the Purple Devils on down. So Spring Garden's going to get outstanding field positions. We'll take a look at that 4th down stop on our National Cement replay.
Well, it's just too tight in there. I mean, you're running right in the heart of the line, and I think they may have been better off trying to run off right off tackle, motioning somebody, trying to outflank them to run off tackle. It's just not a good play.
Right into the area of Matthias Williams, Jacob Welsh, and others. 1st and 10 for Spring Garden as the pitch back to John Welsh as he'll sidestep 2 tacklers and advances upfield to the 40-yard line. That could have been about a 4-yard loss, and that was an outstanding running for John Welsh to get about 4.
Absolutely. They maintain outside leverage, but you didn't have the inside pursuit from the linebackers. The linebackers should have been filling that gap.
2nd and 4.
So they'll officially say 6 yards. 4-6, still an outstanding run that time for John Welsh. Now Connor Bates dotting the I as he'll get the call, and he'll run right into the teeth of the defense, but drags about 4 tacklers with him, and that will be good enough for the Agent Michelle Green first down. So approaching the 2-minute mark left in the first half as Spring Garden playing well on the road tonight. If they can win, that would potentially bring Class 1A Region 6 into a 3-way tie for first. Here's Pope on the call up the middle as he ducks under one defender and gets the football inside the 30 to about the 27-yard line. There you see Jagger Cox along with the backup safety in Jonathan Thomas, as that'll be a 5-yard gain for Chapel Pope.
Well, and Spring Garden can do anything they want to in the playbook because they have 3 timeouts, and you can just count them, manage and do whatever you want to.
So the 2nd down, 5 yards to go. Football will call it at the 27. Here's Pope on the quarterback keeper, and he'll get tripped up for minimal yards as it'll set up a 3rd down and short as Casey Phillips helping out on the tackle. So the clock heading toward the 1-minute mark as Chapel Pope has had a couple of touchdown passes so far tonight. In fact, both of those touchdown passes of 18 and 69 yards have come on 3rd down.
Well, I think they're setting them up right here for a slant or a deep post.
So 3rd down, call it about 4. 2 men coming in motion toward the near side. Here's the snap, and on play action, rolling is Chapel Pope as he'll throw, and it's incomplete, and he had a man streaking over the middle open, but the pressure forces the overthrow. So it'll be 4th down. It should be 4-down territory, and looks like we have a penalty on maybe a roughing the passer call.
Roughing the passer.
And it is indeed a roughing the passer. As Kenneth Breeding gives us the roughing the passer indication. That's a big penalty benefiting Spring Garden.
Absolutely. It keeps the drive alive.
So that is a Agent Michelle Green first down on penalty. So that also gives us, actually, because of the big...
On the defense, first down.
Because of the big plays, one of our rare Triton Inspection Services red zone opportunities as the football just outside the 10. So loaded backfield as the give will go to Welsh up the middle, as he'll get a couple of yards as solid defense along the front 7 for Ragland, as we'll have a stoppage in play on a Spring Garden timeout. Triton Inspection Services took care of my inspection needs as far as in my home buying process in Lincoln. It gives you professional certified inspection of your structure, systems, and components of the home inside and out using the latest tools and technology. Be sure to give my man Jason at Triton Inspection Services a call at 205-641-1235, and I could not endorse him enough as far as Triton Inspection Services. So we're now about, well, certainly under the minute mark, as we have 33 seconds to go until halftime, and right now Spring Garden in outstanding position, Eddie, going into halftime.
Absolutely. They can get some points out of this. You know, Ragland is going to have to do some soul searching at halftime because another score, if they put points up this time and score again after the third quarter, they may put it away.
So it'll be second down.
Hey, who are you?
Oh, hey, Jeff, I'm a car thief.
What?
I'm here to steal your car because, well, that's my job.
What?
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 It happens. So get off stake. I'd be better protected from mayhem, like me.
PCA Insurance is an independent insurance agency located in Piedmont, serving the cities of Piedmont, Center, Hoax Bluff, Jacksonville, Collinsville, Gadsden, Anniston, Cave Springs, and Oxford.
The Food Barn in Ragland offers the best in good old-fashioned hometown service when you're shopping for groceries, plus the latest ways to get great food specials your way. Click on RaglandFoodBarn.com. Follow the Food Barn on Facebook and listen to the river for weekly specials.
Where you can get everything you need from down on the farm and it won't cost you a leg or an arm.
And they're open 7 days a week. For the best cuts on quality meats, great service, and great prices, it's the Food Barn in Ragland.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the FNN Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnn.bank. Member FDIC.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Hey, who are you?
Oh, hey, Jeff, I'm a car thief.
What?
I'm here to steal your car because, well, that's my job.
What?
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 It happens. So get off stake. I'd be better protected from mayhem, like me.
PCA Insurance is an independent insurance agency located in Piedmont, serving the cities of Piedmont, Center, Hoax Bluff, Jacksonville, Collinsville, Gadsden, Anniston, Cave Springs, and Oxford.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Hey, who are you?
Oh, hey, Jeff, I'm a car thief.
What?
I'm here to steal your car because, well, that's my job.
What?
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 It happens. So get off stake. I'd be better protected from mayhem, like me.
PCA Insurance is an independent insurance agency located in Piedmont, serving the cities of Piedmont, Center, Hoax Bluff, Jacksonville, Collinsville, Gadsden, Anniston, Cave Springs, and Oxford.
The Food Barn in Ragland offers the best in good old-fashioned hometown service when you're shopping for groceries, plus the latest ways to get great food specials your way. Click on RaglandFoodBarn.com. Follow the Food Barn on Facebook and listen to the river for weekly specials.
Where you can get everything you need from down on the farm and it won't cost you a leg or an arm.
And they're open 7 days a week. For the best cuts on quality meats, great service, and great prices, it's the Food Barn in Ragland.
Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of St. Clair County, the Ragland High School Marching Band.
Step into the offices of J. Britt Middlebrook, CPA, where you'll find professional one-on-one service for business and individual clients. In this ever-changing tax and economic climate, you can count on receiving the expert advice you need. J. Britt Middlebrook works hard to provide every client what they need to meet all deadlines. Tax season will be here soon. For all your accounting service needs, call or stop by at 1913 Berry Street in Oxford. That's J. Britt Middlebrook, CPA.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNN Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Did you know Kona Ice can help you fundraise for your school? It's true. It's quick, it's easy, and the kids absolutely love having Kona Ice. We'll let you in on a little secret. Teachers love it too. So, how can we help you fundraise this year? It's quick, it's easy, the kids love it, and teachers love it too.
Hey, who are you?
Oh, hey, Jeff, I'm a car thief.
What?
I'm here to steal your car because, well, that's my job.
What?
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 It happens. So get off stake. I'd be better protected from mayhem, like me.
PCA Insurance is an independent insurance agency located in Piedmont, serving the cities of Piedmont, Center, Hoax Bluff, Jacksonville, Collinsville, Gadsden, Anniston, Cave Springs, and Oxford.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
At halftime, as Spring Garden, on the back of the arm of quarterback Chapel Pope, leads 28-7 at halftime. And we certainly apologize because we had some major technical difficulties that we encountered. So we're going to our plan B tonight, but we appreciate you sticking with us. And Coach Eddie Bullock, it was certainly one of the better first halves of the season, you have to think, for Spring Garden, as far as especially just how well they were able to dominate the field position early, but just how well as far as the passing game has gone for quarterback Chapel Pope.
Well, not only did they dominate the field position, they managed the game extremely well. They took advantage of all situations, even with the 2-point play, and they just did a great job at managing the clock and managing their timeouts.
I tell you what, it's been just overall a really impressive performance. As far as just how well and how poised that Spring Garden has played, especially on the road. In a game they figure might be a tough game for them, one of their toughest games, as far as Ragland being one of the best opponents that Spring Garden has played. But they've been able to come in and really take that fight to the Purple Devils tonight.
Well, when you got a poised leader such as Chapel Pope, you know, you're going to do a great job. And he's done a great job at managing his team and managing the clock and managing situations.
3 touchdown passes for Chapel Pope, including 2 of those touchdown passes going to John Welsh, the other to Braxton Haney on a 69-yard touchdown. One score tonight, the lone score of the 31-yard run for quarterback Drake Kay for Ragland. But in talking with Coach Jason Howard for Spring Garden, Eddie, he told me that he viewed tonight's ball game as kind of a litmus test, especially for going on the road in the playoffs. And if it's a litmus test for them tonight, they are passing with flying colors.
Absolutely, I agree. They are passing with flying colors.
So there you take a look at some of the scores from around the state of Alabama, as this is the final region game for teams across the state of Alabama. Still one more week to go next week when it comes to our regular season for the 2022 Alabama High School Athletic Association football season, as leads over Lincoln final region game for those two teams. And Southside hanging in there with Moody at home, down just a touchdown in the second quarter. And Ohatchee needing a win tonight if they want to have a chance at reaching the 3A playoffs at home on top of Plainview. And there's Aniana with a solid 2-score lead against Good Hope on the road at halftime. And Pinson Valley taking care of business at Pell City. And there you see our score is Spring Garden, number 6, coming in to tonight's ball game in the Class 1A top 10 rankings, as Pleasant Valley trying to get in the win column tonight. And Saxon Welborn playing a pretty good ball game on the west side of Anniston tonight. And Sandrock so far having their way with Whitesburg Christian, as you take a look at some of the scores from around the state of Alabama. Snow Timber presents our FNN Game of the Week this week, so let's go ahead and take the time out here on the FNN Game of the Week presented by Snow Timber.
The Food Barn in Ragland offers the best in good old-fashioned hometown service when you're shopping for groceries, plus the latest ways to get great food specials your way. Click on RaglandFoodBarn.com. Follow the Food Barn on Facebook and listen to the River for weekly specials.
Where you can get everything you need from down on the farm and it won't cost you a leg or an arm.
And they're open 7 days a week. For the best cuts on quality meats, great service, and great prices, it's the Food Barn in Ragland.
Hey, who are you?
Oh, hey, Jeff, I'm a car thief.
What?
I'm here to steal your car because, well, that's my job.
What?
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 It happens. So get off stake. I'd be better protected from mayhem, like me.
PCA Insurance is an independent insurance agency located in Piedmont, serving the cities of Piedmont, Center, Hoax Bluff, Jacksonville, Collinsville, Gadsden, Anniston, Cave Springs, and Oxford.
Griffin Laser Engraving in Lincoln is your authorized local dealer for personalized Yeti products. Get your Yeti customized for your team, a business, or a special event. Your color, graphics, even photos. At Griffin Laser Engraving, we make it the way you want it. Order just one or hundreds, and you'll find a full line of Yeti coolers and accessories on hand, even the hard-to-find items. Nationally recognized, but right here at home in Lincoln for quality awards, trophies, powder coating, and personalized Yeti items, Griffin Laser Engraving.
Even halftime presented by the Calhoun County Commission as Snow Timber presents this week's big FNN Game of the Week. A pair of Class 1A Region 6 teams looking for the region title out of Region 6. Both Spring Garden and Ragland will be extending their season into the playoffs in a couple of weeks, as this is the final game of the regular season for both the Panthers and the Purple Devils, as once again the Calhoun County Commission presents our halftime. And be sure to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. And I have to say before we go any further, because of the technical difficulties that we had up in the booth, a big thanks to Jim Jacobs and all of his folks behind the scenes for keeping us on the air, getting us back up and running, certainly going to our plan B. But we'll get to the finish line here, as that's what Spring Garden wants to do, Eddie. Get to the finish line, not just getting to it, but with flying colors that we mentioned before going to the break. And also, they kind of want to continue the momentum of their 6-game winning streak and be able to go into postseason playing some of their best football of the season, which they're doing tonight.
Well, one of the main things you want to do is go into the postseason with a win. You know, it's kind of tough going in with a loss, even if you are one or two seed. Where if you 1 seed, you're pretty much going in with a victory. But you don't want to go in with a loss, you know, because you got to kind of remotivate the guys, you know, and get them ready to play.
And taking a look at the Spring Garden program, and really still, as far as for a lot of the programs around the state of Alabama, Eddie, this is still kind of a young program that fielded its first football team in 1969. It did not make its first postseason appearance until 1997. But under Jason Howard, they've been able to get 5 10-win seasons under their belt. And win tonight would get them to 9 and more than likely would add number 6 as far as those double-digit win seasons. But the way they're playing tonight as the number 6 ranked team in the state, Eddie, Spring Garden is looking like a state title contender tonight.
Absolutely. And once you get a program established, the main thing is just trying to keep everything structured and keep them going, and keep feeding the system. And, Coach Howard is doing a great job with that, maintaining the consistency.
I'll tell you what, Ragland has played a very tough schedule coming into tonight's regular season finale for them. This is senior night as well, as their senior football players as well as band members and cheerleaders were honored in pregame festivities tonight. But you look at the 3 losses that Ragland had coming into tonight, all against top 10 non-region foes in Vincent, Southeastern, and Randolph County from Class 2A and 3A in the case of Randolph County. They've had an outstanding season as well, but they've run into a really tough matchup tonight, Eddie.
Well, I think it's more or less the experience that Spring Garden is bringing in. You can tell those guys have played together, and they just doing an extremely good job sticking to the game plan, and they maximize them every situation. So, hats off to Coach Howard. He's done a great job in getting these guys prepared for tonight.
Now, at least from what we were talking about Tuesday night on the FNN Coaches Show, which will have another coaches show coming up from Struts Wings in Oxford beginning at 7 o'clock on Tuesday, 7 to 8:30. Joe Medley, Jim Jacobs, and myself. And when it comes to 90 minutes of live high school sports talk featuring local coaches, players, and sports writers from across our area, all live on location at Struts Wings in Oxford. So be sure to come out and join us as far as some outstanding food as well as a coverage of our high school teams from around the area. We'll award another FNN Player of the Week coming up this Tuesday. Jack Hayes, our most recent recipient for this past week, as he continues to add to his record-setting totals at Piedmont, as they'll be making another playoff run coming up in a couple of weeks. As they had, I actually believe their senior night last week up at the Field of Champions. But Piedmont's sure to be a contender once again and a factor as far as that 3A state championship. And both teams in our Game of the Week, FNN Game of the Week presented by Snow Timber, want to be factors as far as that 1A championship, and Spring Garden certainly looking like it tonight as far as a 1A state championship contender. As we're closing in on the third quarter, it was Spring Garden that received the opening kickoff, as we are at Ragland Joan Ford Field, at least from about a half mile or so away from the campus of Ragland High School, but pretty much just a little bit west, almost a long walk west of the center of the town of Ragland in St. Clair County, a beautiful part of the county, just about a 6-7 minute drive from Neely Henry Dam on the Coosa River. Two teams back out on the field for the start of the second half, as there you see Collins as well as Thomas for Ragland set to receive. Jonathan Thomas to the far side and Braden Collins to the near side. So, Eddie, you got to figure if Ragland wants to get back in this ball game, they have to make something happen on offense as far as getting some points on the board on this drive.
Right. They have to do something this drive, and not only this drive, the third quarter, they're going to have to get some points and then get a stop and kind of send a message to Spring Garden right now, because, Spring Garden got points right at the end of the half, and, that kind of hurt a little bit. And if Spring Garden holds them and put up another score, they may start folding tent.
Cameron Welsh with the short little pooch kick that Thomas takes and will advance it upfield as he will fight for yards and gets gang tackled down as the ball comes loose. But In either case, Ragland recovering or being down by contact. It'll be Purple Devils football to begin this second half. What does Ragland need to do, Eddie, to get back in this ball game?
I think offensively they're going to have to change the blocking scheme, as I mentioned earlier, upstairs. They're going to have to, instead of doing zone blocking, they're going to have to go big on big to allow those athletes to get in space and to be creative. And then they're going to have to maintain possessions. They're going to have to drive the football and get some kind of points out of whether it be field goal or touchdown.
There's Drake Kay at quarterback. He'll drop to throw under pressure as he'll step up and try and make something happen as he has a little bit of running room as he'll get taken down by Reese Winstead for about a gain of 4 on a solid scramble actually that time as we'll take a National Cement second look at that first down play.
Well, he stepped up nicely in the pocket right there. He gave a little pump fake, and he was able to step up into the pocket and kind of move around, and that's that athleticism right there that got him about 5 to 6 yards.
Third quarter presented by Oak Circle Assisted Living. We'll tell you more about them here in just a little bit as it'll be a second down, and we'll call that a long 6 to go. Here's the quarterback keeper up the middle for Kay as he'll spin around and loses the football. Let's see who comes up with the football, and looks like the Panthers of Spring Garden have the football.
James, he had a first down, and he just kind of spun, and Spring Garden put a hat on the football and just jotted it loose right there.
A National Cement second look as Matthias Williams comes up with the loose football. As there you see, looked like Kay carrying that ball like a loaf of bread, and then the elbow looks like from one of the defensive backs, Reese Winstead causing the fumble, and Matthias Williams coming up with the football for Spring Garden. Oak Circle Assisted Living presents our third quarter as Spring Garden on their opening drive as the pop pass goes to John Welsh as he'll cut it up the middle, and he'll fall forward for about 8, maybe 9 yards that time on the play as Drake Kay coming up with the tackle for Ragland. So this is an opportunity, Eddie, for Spring Garden to just about put the nail in the coffin in this ball game.
Absolutely. If they punch this one in, or even if they get a field goal, it's going to make things very difficult for Ragland.
Under center as that bread and butter play goes to Connor Bates as he'll break out of one tackle and advances forward and should have his first down run. First downs presented by Agent Michelle Green with the Realty Pros. Whether you're looking to buy or sell in the Ragland, Lake Logan Martin area, be sure to give Michelle Green, your Realty Pros agent, a call at 205-901-3352. Under center in the loaded eye, as there you see the handoff, looks like John Welsh getting the call that time. He's had a pretty solid night with 2 touchdown receptions, as he'll get maybe a couple of yards that time on first down. As Oak Circle Assisted Living brings to you our third quarter. When a loved one needs care and the comfort of home away from home, consider Oak Circle Assisted Living in Pell City. There's 24/7 care for senior residents, 3 meals and 3 snacks a day. Daily activities and medication assistance all included. For more information about Oak Circle, give Andrea St. John a call at 205-405-7205. Solid defense that time as Chapel Pope hasn't had a whole lot of success on those quarterback keepers as here comes a third down. Looks like about a third and probably about 7 coming up for Spring Garden.
Well, Ragland has played the zone read extremely well all night, but where they get them at is when they do the zone read and they throw the deep post or the quick slant. They're biting up on that play action, and Spring Garden is popping it in behind the linebackers right there and creating problems for them.
Spring Garden quickly comes up to the line of scrimmage. I'll call that about a 3rd and 7. As there you see the Welshes, Cameron Welsh and John Welsh, as this will be the underneath counter give to Cameron Welsh, as he'll find some running room, breaks off pinballs really off of a couple of tackles, and should be pretty close, if not have, his agent Michelle Green first down. And looks like they may be just about a yard shy of that first down, but that's perfectly fine for Jason Howard's squad. as it'll be 4th and we'll say a long yard at that. Outstanding performance in my mind, even from seeing a couple of their games, probably the best game they've had so far this season is it'll be a free agent Michelle Green first down as an early head start for the front line for the Purple Devils. So when it rains, it pours, Eddie, that time, as you had one of the defensive ends that time get an early start. Looked like Skylar Barber got a head start into the line of scrimmage, giving the Panthers a first down.
Well, I think Ragland is kind of falling apart defensively right now. You know, they've been out on the field. And
here comes Cameron Welsh with a convoy of blockers into the end zone and a touchdown for Spring Garden off of a Triton Inspection Services red zone opportunity.
They ran this play well all night. It's just an outside zone, and they just wall everything off and just let the back run off. They got everything walled off right there. You see everybody's blocking. He just runs in untouched.
Oh, man, I think you and me could have run that in for a touchdown, Eddie, on our National Cement second look.
Absolutely.
It'll be Mr. Cameron Welsh on the PAT. So far, he's made 3 of his 4 kicks tonight, as he'll have plenty of distance on this kick, and he gets it inside the right upright. Extra point is good, and we'll take the timeout with them here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week, presented this week by Snow Temper. The FNN Game of the Week, presented every week by Alabama's conservative Republican leader, Congressman Mike Rogers. As Cameron Welsh kicks it off and Jonathan Thomas gets a good return on the Blue Star kickoff. Blue Star Tax Services kickoff out to the 50-yard line. So Ragland getting some excellent field position, but they've run into a buzzsaw with Spring Garden so far leading wire to wire 35-7. Ragland was as close at one point early in the second quarter as far as a 6-point deficit at 13-7. But Spring Garden, ever since about the 10-minute mark of the second quarter, has turned it on. Here's the option pitch from Kay to Turner, as he'll drag John Welsh with him to about the 49-yard line. So we'll call that a gain of 2, sets up a second down and a long 8. So there you see where we're at least right now, because of the unexpected technical difficulties, audio difficulties more so, that we've had. We're actually down in the production trailer, almost right along the Joan Ford Field playing surface tonight, but a huge, huge thanks to Jim Jacobs and his crew behind the scenes for keeping the pictures going and getting our audio setup going for the rest of the night. Outstanding work done by our crew tonight. There's the carry by Drake Kay, as he'll run right into the defense of Jacob Welsh and Sadler and others for Spring Garden. For both teams, Eddie, that quarterback keeper, really outside of a 31-yard touchdown run for Drake Kay in the second quarter, nothing as far as the design quarterback runs has really worked for either team tonight.
Right. Well, Spring Garden is just making they're getting upfield pressure, and they just maintaining outside leverage, and it's just tough when you turn it back in there with the pursuit that's coming.
3rd and 8 as Kay fires over the middle, and that's called in a hard hit that you see that time by Chapel Pope for Spring Garden. Reception was made for about a 3, maybe 4-yard gain. So it's going to be 4th down and about 4 yards to go, and down 35-7, nothing to lose for the Ragland Purple Devils to go for it on 4th down. So Kay back into the shotgun. They're going to need the 41 for the first down as there is some movement. Looks like that Spring Garden might have gotten a little movement along the defensive line.
Prior snap, false start on the offense. 4th down.
There was a reason that Spring Garden movement up front happened is because the offensive line for Ragland moved first.
Absolutely. If you watch the left side, you saw a little flinch on the hard count there. So, they kind of shot themselves in the foot again.
So it's going to be 4th down and 9 yards to go. As once again, nothing to lose for Ragland tonight because they're going to be in the playoffs in 2 weeks. They're going to have week 10 of the season next week off, as will Spring Garden having next week off. Roll out for Kay. He wants to chuck it down the field. Has a receiver complete for the touchdown. Ezra Hill on the connection for 6. So we're certainly going to get a National Cement instant replay as far as that a 50-yard touchdown pass on a perfect pass from Drake Kay.
Absolutely. It was a great throw, great catch. I mean, we didn't see that coming.
One of the few things that Braxton Haney and company, Haney on the coverage that time for Spring Garden, one of the few things that they haven't been able to do right tonight. Ezra Hill on the PAT, that's low and underneath the crossbar. No good. So we'll take the timeout with them. Your new score, Spring Garden 35 and Ragland 13. FNN Game of the Week presented by Snow Timber.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNM Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
$35 for Spring Garden and Ragland with 13. Third quarter of our FNN Game of the Week presented by Snow Timber this week. This is the final game of the regular season in Class 1A Region 6 for the Panthers Spring Garden as well as the Purple Devils of Ragland as Oak Circle Assisted Living brings to you our third quarter this week. A big thanks to all of our sponsors, one of our best weeks as far as our patrons when it comes to our sponsors as Blue Star Tax Services bringing you our kickoffs tonight as that kickoff from Blue Star Tax Services goes out of bounds. So that's going to give some solid field position as well for Spring Garden.
Well, you don't want to help them with field position because they do a great job without any help.
They've certainly, with the help or without the help tonight, Spring Garden has been on point so far tonight.
You mentioned making adjustments. Hats off to our producer, Jim. I think he made the biggest adjustment tonight. He didn't panic, and he got us ready to go.
Absolutely, 100%. There's the give to Cameron Welsh as he'll go into the teeth of the Ragland defense up the middle for about a couple of yards. As there you see DJ Turner from the linebacking spot coming up off the bottom of the pile for the tackle. So certainly the folks you don't see behind the scenes or outside of Jim really hear from doing certainly a state championship performance tonight as far as helping all of us out, but especially helping Eddie and myself when it comes to our audio setup for the rest of tonight's ball game. This is week 9 of the 2022 season as the snap and the give once again will go to Connor Bates this time as he'll break out of the pile, and he could go the distance down the far sideline. He'll outrace Jonathan Thomas for the touchdown. Outstanding blocking, another bread and butter stretch play, Eddie, for the touchdown on this second look by National Cement. And there you see Connor Bates showing a little bit of speed that time, outrunning 2 defenders down the far sideline for 6.
Great speed right there. I mean, they just walled them off and, walked it in the end zone. And there again, they didn't panic after the score. They just made the adjustment.
Cameron Welsh coming on for the point after. Snap, hold, and kick. Trying to get there, and it looks like it will miss off to the right. No good. Let's take the timeout. Third quarter is Spring Garden on top, 41-13 over Ragland on our FNN Game of the Week.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Oak Circle Assisted Living brings to you the third quarter, as we'll have yet another kickoff brought to you by the good folks at Blue Star Tax Services, as Jonathan Thomas will bring it back to the 35-yard line. For personalized and professional tax service, be sure to contact Blue Star Tax Services at 100 Beaver Creek Drive in Odenville, or at their number at 205-629-3366. Also, with Oak Circle Assisted Living, you can contact Andrea St. John at 205-405-7205 or visit them on their Facebook page or their website at oakcircleassistedliving.com. Ragland trailing 41-13 as Drake K will give right up the middle to DJ Turner as he'll get wrapped up by Sadler, but not after about an 8-yard gain on that first down carry. So he'll set up a second, and it looks like about 1 or 2 yards to go. As it's been all Spring Garden so far tonight, coming in as the number 6 ranked team in this week's Alabama Sports Writers Association Top 10 poll for Class 1A. Straight ahead for Turner's, he has the first down and more as the tackle in the secondary made by Chapel Pope, the cornerback.
He popped it up in there pretty quick, Dan.
And that's yet another Michelle Green at the Realty Pros first down for Ragland. After one, it was 13-0 in favor of the Panthers of Spring Garden. They took a 28-7 lead at halftime and now have a 41-13 advantage. As there you see Michelle Green bring you our first downs tonight. Good, solid defense that time, as we've called Matthias Williams' name a whole lot tonight, Eddie, as he comes up and helps out on the tackle for Spring Garden.
Absolutely. He's been making several plays on the inside. He's caused a lot of problems on the inside.
Gavin Cash also helping out on the tackle for Spring Garden. Approaching that 3-minute mark left in the third quarter.
That is a huge defensive line for Spring Garden, too. Some of them north and south and some of them east and west.
I'll tell you what, they're going to give some issues to opposing teams in the playoffs. Here's the option pitch for K, as that won't go for very much either, as Sadler looks like Cash and once again Matthias Williams in on the tackle, Eddie.
Absolutely. He's right there again. He's going both ways as well.
Well, I tell you what, we won't be the only people at Joan Ford Field they'll be remembering as remembering Matthias Williams' name. I'm sure that the Ragland sideline will certainly remember him once this night is done. So it's going to be 3rd and long coming up. 3rd down and 10. SK rolls to the near side under pressure. Going to try and reverse field as he'll not get out of a package, as making the stop that time will be John Welsh on the tackle for loss. National Cement replay, an outstanding containment, Eddie, by the Spring Garden defense.
Right. They stayed at home. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they boxed him in, and, until they can get him down. He got great coverage down the field as well. He has no one to throw the football to.
I mean, there again we see Matthias Williams helping out. This has to be his best individual game on defense so far this season. I mean, we haven't seen all of his games. This is our second game that we've seen Spring Garden play. And they played pretty well when they went up to Cedar Bluff on September 23rd, but they are outdoing themselves compared to that game tonight. 4th down and 13, and we're going to have, looks like, a stoppage in play and a timeout for Ragland. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and pay some bills here, and we'll take the timeout. But Spring Garden leading Ragland 41-13 on the FNN Game of the Week presented by Snow Timber.
Hey, who are you?
Oh, hey, Jeff, I'm a car thief.
What?
I'm here to steal your car because, well, that's my job.
What?
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 It happens. So get off stake. I'd be better protected from mayhem, like me.
PCA Insurance is an independent insurance agency located in Piedmont, serving the cities of Piedmont, Center, Hoax Bluff, Jacksonville, Collinsville, Gadsden, Anniston, Cave Springs, and Oxford.
Third quarter here in Ragland, Alabama at Joan Ford Field as Spring Garden has led wire to wire. The 2022 season of the FNN Game of the Week brought to you by our friends at FNN Bank, home of the high school spirit card where service, solutions, and strength isn't just an ordinary tagline. At FNN Bank, we're here for you. Oak Circle Assisted Living brings to you our third quarter tonight. And there you see the number at the bottom right-hand portion of your screen. And also you can visit their website at oakcircleassistedliving.com for more information on them. 4th and 13 as the throw is deflected, intended for Courtney over the middle, incomplete. Looks like either John Welsh or Connor Bates were able to deflect that pass. And so a turnover on downs gives the football to the Spring Garden Panthers.
He may have telegraphed that play from the beginning. I think he was just eyeing at one receiver and, had about 3 defenders back waiting on it. I think any of them could have got a hand on it, could have possibly been intercepted, but he just telegraphed that pass.
I'll tell you what, from a coach's standpoint, Eddie, do you think this has been more of a bad night for Ragland as far as their execution, or is it just Spring Garden really playing like the better team tonight?
Well, I think Spring Garden is just stepping up. Ragland has shown flashes, but, Spring Garden hasn't made that many mistakes. Like I said, they managed the game, and, they've taken advantage when they needed big plays. They executed those plays. So, hats off to the players as well as the coaches because they had to execute the game plan.
Well, I mean, we talked about this in our countdown to kickoff presented tonight by Food Barn here in Ragland. And normally, as far as to the everyday fan, especially of college football and the NFL, when you hear game manager, that's really a put down for the quarterback. But when you talk to coaches, that's one of the first things they look for in a quarterback.
Absolutely. You got to be able to manage the game. You got the coaches on the sideline. And then the quarterback is responsible for making sure that the offense execute the plays as well as the Mike linebacker. And, I've never looked at managing the game or being a game manager as a put down because, you just got to do it.
It's going to be hard.
Looks as if we'll have a unsportsmanlike conduct for the Ragland Purple Devils. Not sure if this is an offsetting penalty or just on Ragland, but Kenneth Breeding indicating that there was an unsportsmanlike conduct call after the play.
It's going to be hot.
So Kenneth Breeding, we haven't seen a whole lot of as far as have to throw that yellow flag, especially on Spring Garden tonight, as they haven't committed a turnover, haven't committed but, about 3 or 4, 1 penalty tonight. As we go to the end of this third quarter, as there you see the 4 fingers put up by the Spring Garden Panthers players, indicating that they want to dominate this fourth quarter coming up, as we'll take this time out as Oak Circle Assisted Living presenting our third quarter as Spring Garden taking it to the fourth.
The Food Barn in Ragland offers the best in good old-fashioned hometown service when you're shopping for groceries, plus the latest ways to get great food specials your way. Click on RaglandFoodBarn.com. Follow the Food Barn on Facebook and listen to the River for weekly specials.
Where you can get everything you need from down on the farm and it won't cost you a leg or an arm.
And they're open 7 days a week. For the best cuts on quality meats, great service, and great prices, it's the Food Barn in Ragland.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNN Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
FNN Game of the Week this week, as Spring Garden has led wire to wire so far, as there you see Jagger Cox as well as Ethan Courtney. That we presented as far as one of the Ragland players as far as the FNN Coaches Show earlier this week. Fourth quarter begins, and our fourth quarter sponsor this week, Ragland Telephone Company, now offering blazing fiber internet service. Get 100 megabits per second speed for the best online experience for browsing, streaming, and gaming. To see if fiber is available at your address, give them a call at 205-472-2141. Ragland Telephone Company, your community phone and internet provider. Here's John Welsh coming around the right side on the toss sweep as he'll get around a couple of defenders and advances forward for the first down. And first downs presented by Agent Michelle Green with the Realty Pros. Whether you're looking to buy or sell in the Ragland, Lake Logan, Martin area, be sure to give Michelle Green a look as far as your realty professional agent at 205-901-3352. And nothing fancy that we've seen tonight. A little bit more in the passing game, especially on third down tonight, Eddie. But as this game has gone on, that offensive line and the physicality of Spring Garden has just worn down Ragland.
Absolutely, and it's just, just executing their offense. They're moving those big guys around and they're running behind them, and, they're just walking in.
There you see a flag thrown as Connor Bates will stretch it out on the left side, but I think that's going to come back. Also a Triton Inspections red zone opportunity. As we'll find out who and what this flag is about. So it looks like the penalty.
During the run, we have holding on the offense. Replay first down.
Triton Inspection Services presenting our red zone visits for both teams. Get professional certified inspection of your structure, systems, and components of the home inside and out using the latest tools and technology from Jason at Triton Inspection Services at 205-641-1235. There's Chapel Pope sweeping toward the far side as he'll go out of bounds for a short gain. A modest gain for Spring Garden as we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter tonight brought to you this evening by Ragland Telephone Company. Spring Garden less than 10 minutes away from improving to 9-1 on the season, as a win would put them into a three-way tie, and from our calculations earlier this week, if a three-way tie occurs, Spring Garden would get the top seed of the region. John Welsh on the pitch will get modest yards as well, as the toss sweep defended nicely by Courtney and DJ Turner as well. But all Spring Garden so far, thanks to 3 touchdown passes from the arm of Chapel Pope. Outstanding blocking by the offensive line and just an all-around team effort from the Panthers.
They're just dominating at the line of scrimmage. They're moving those guys out of there. I think they have worn Ragland down, and it's just, Ragland only having 36 players, most of them going both ways. I think it has worn them down. So,
shotgun look now on 3rd down and long. Here's the play action for Chapel Pope. He'll throw toward the end zone and has his receiver Haney for the touchdown. Braxton Haney, his 2nd touchdown reception tonight. 4 touchdown passes, a season high for Chapel Pope. And there's an outstanding pass in rhythm for Braxton Haney at the front left corner of the end zone. Normally when you think of Chapel Pope, especially when talking with Wes Tidwell earlier today, it's his legs in the open space that do the work for him. But tonight, it's been the arm that's gotten the job done for Chapel Pope. Cameron Welsh for the PAT. That's up, and that's no good off to the left. So we'll take the timeout as it's all Spring Garden. That's our FNN Game of the Week, presented this week by Snow Timber.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNM Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Spring Garden going on the road tonight and having their way with the top team coming into this week in the region in Ragland, as the short kick by Cameron Welsh will get fielded, looks like, and is indeed, by Ethan Courtney, as the Ragland Purple Devils will have a 1st down and 10 off of that short little squib kick presented by Blue Star Tax Services.
I think at this point, Spring Garden is out technique Ragland. Ragland has excellent speed, but, Spring Garden is pretty technique sound, and they just bottled them in and hadn't allowed Ragland, except for on a couple of plays, to be able to exploit them with their speed.
Well, at least the silver lining after tonight, even with how poorly the game has gone for Ragland, is that they should be able to host at home in 2 weeks for the first round of the playoffs. As there's a nice tackle in the middle of the field that time by Connor Bates, as he's able to stop for about a 3-yard gain Drake K, the quarterback, who comes up limping a little bit. But right now, Wes Tidwell and the Ragland sideline just wants this clock to run down, regroup, have some rest as far as their off week, and get ready for the postseason. 2nd down, and looks like about 7 yards to go from their own 48. As here's the quick slant pass that's incomplete off the hands of Ezra Hill. And on coverage that time was Reese Winstead, as we have a little bit over 8 minutes to go in the ball game. The 2022 season, the FNN Game of the Week, sponsored by the Calhoun County Commission. If you're looking for the perfect place to live or start a new business, be sure to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. 4th quarter brought to you by a Ragland Telephone Company. As under pressure is Kay, as he'll get out of a potential tackle for Cameron Welsh. But he'll drag one tackler down the sideline with him and go out of bounds with under 8 minutes to go. And so far tonight, it's been, even with the competition that they played early in the season and losing 3 of their first 4 games, this has been the worst game of the season for Ragland. But I think, as you pointed out earlier in the second half, Eddie, you have to give Spring Garden a lot of credit as far as the reasons why they've made Ragland look as poor as they played tonight.
Absolutely. Technique over talent. When your technique sound, you can beat it. As long as you can.
There's DJ Turner up the middle as he's taking Haney with him close to the goal line as he's down inside the 5 for a Agent Michelle Green first down and a Triton Inspection Services red zone opportunity. National Cement with our instant replay of that, we'll call it 46-yard run for DJ Turner, his longest run of the night. So first down and goal to go, as there you see Michelle Green up at the top left-hand portion of your screen. And Triton Inspection Services brings to you our red zone opportunities as Drake K goes off right guard. And does he get in? Looks like he does. And I think the officials give it to him as well. Touchdown for Ragland. So we'll take a second look from National Cement off of just the simple off-guard power running play as Ragland going, looks like, for the 2-point conversion, I think, as well. As it's been all Spring Garden, but Ragland at least getting something positive going as far as their outcome tonight here in the second half, as we'll take the timeout here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You will be glad you did.
Ragland Telephone Company presenting our fourth quarter coverage tonight for the FNN High School Football Game of the Week, as our good folks at Snow Timber, our game sponsor tonight, our presenting sponsor for the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. A big thanks to Jim Jacobs and all our folks behind the scenes for their outstanding MVP level of work tonight behind the scenes, as theirs looks like the Jacker Cox kickoff that will go out of bounds, as Blue Star Tax Services presenting our kickoffs for tonight's FNN High School Football Game of the Week. Spring Garden 47 and Ragland 21. Spring Garden has led wire to wire as they will make it 7 in a row to close out the regular season. 7 wins in a row after starting 2-1. Their last loss coming in their third game of the season, week 2 of the season, a 9-0 shutout loss at home to Wadley. Under center is Chapel Pope as Connor Bates gets the call, as there's Ethan Courtney wrapping up Bates, the ball carrier, after about a 4-yard gain. 2022 season at the FNN Game of the Week, brought to you by Young Oil Grub Mart, home at the 99-cent bag of ice and everybody's favorite, the popcorn buckets. So be sure to buy yours and get free popcorn refills for an entire year. Spring Garden looking to keep this thing on the ground, keep the ball on the ground, run out that clock, and improve to 9-1 on the season, and get ready to host a first-round home game in a couple of weeks, Eddie, after an outstanding performance tonight. Approaching the 6-minute mark left in tonight's ball game. John Welsh getting the call. Outstanding blocking on left guard, as that'll be an Agent Michelle Green first down for Spring Garden. Snow Timber presenting our game tonight, our FNN Game of the Week, and there you see their number at 256-689-2572. Or sometimes, Eddie, the hardest thing to stop is what you know is coming at you. But when you have a team that's coached well, that knows their identity, knows what they want to do each and every week, sometimes it's just those basic plays like we've been seeing off tackle, off guard on those stretch plays that can be the hardest plays to stop for an opposing defense.
Well, you're so right about that. I've played some teams in the past that I hated running directly at me, and I knew what was coming, and we couldn't do anything about it.
There's John Welsh going off of right guard. And I know growing up in this state, that's how a lot of Gene Stallings' Alabama football teams were criticized for their lack of creativity on offense, but just the straight-ahead running and physicality on offense and a dominating defense. I got Alabama an average 10 wins a season during the Gene Stallings era, so sometimes keeping it simple can work to perfection, Coach.
Well, it's kind of debilitating mentally, knowing that a team is running directly at you and you can't stop them. That's one philosophy of beating teams, especially fast teams. You just run at them and you just keep pounding them.
There you see Cameron Welsh, the deep running back, as he'll get the call off the left side. And there you see the offensive line creating some room as Ethan Courtney for Ragland coming up with the solo tackle. So third down coming up as Ragland Telephone Company presenting our fourth quarter coverage. A whole lot of sponsors joining us tonight, and we certainly appreciate them for joining us and at least riding along with us for tonight's Week 9 presentation of the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. One more regular season week, but still 4 postseason weeks coming up as far as our 2022 slate of high school football games. Third down and about 1 as Chapel Pope will fall forward for the Agent Michelle Green with the Realty Pros first down. Impressive performance as the number 6 ranked Spring Garden Panthers, especially if they get some teams ahead of them in the polls losing, could move up some spots as far as the final regular season week is concerned in the top 10 rankings. But more importantly than that, though, it's just the momentum they're creating with a soon-to-be 7-game winning streak going into the postseason.
Right, and you really don't want to look at rankings because that can be added pressure to you. You feel like you have to do a little bit more because of higher ranking. I've always not mind being low in the, rankings.
There's Cameron Welsh trying to spin out of a tackle, but he'll fall forward for about a couple of yards that time. So it'll be second down. And about, we'll say, 8 yards to go. Casey Phillips that time on the tackle. And there you see, it looks like the home side of the stands for Ragland starting to thin out a little bit as Spring Garden inching their way, or more like galloping their way toward the finish line. And they're going to be able to get that top seed out of the region thanks to tonight's outstanding wire-to-wire performance on the road.
Probably not looking to score. You just want to run about 2, maybe 3 more plays and run the clock out and get out of here with no injuries.
And there's John Welsh up the middle, who's had a couple of touchdown receptions in the first half from the arm of Chapel Pope as he'll run it into Phillips along with Jagger Cox and also Cade Meckler helping out on the tackle. There's Triton Inspection Services, actually a company I did business with as far as moving into my house in Lincoln, did outstanding work for me, and I certainly encourage them, if you need some home inspection done for your home, to give them a call as well. A big thanks to them, as well as all of our sponsors, a whole host of sponsors for joining us this week on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. Late in the fourth quarter, a third down call here, as it is Cameron Welsh getting the call, and looks like he'll get a Agent Michelle Green first down run for Spring Garden. By the way, if it's Triton Inspection Services, give Jason a call at 205-641-1235 as far as inspection of your structure, systems, and components of your home. Believe me, you're doing yourself a touchdown-size favor if you do so.
Well, I think you're about to see the victory formation. I see him take a couple of knees here and run it out and make sure no one gets injured and get on out of here with your big win.
Ragland Telephone Company presenting our fourth quarter. Their phone number at 205-472-2141 for your phone and internet needs in the Ragland area. As they offer blazing fiber internet service, get 100 megabits per second speed for the best online experience for browsing, streaming, and gaming, and a whole lot more. As there you see Jason Howard, the head coach for Spring Garden, and the rest of his Spring Garden Panthers exuberant as they deserve to be after a thoroughly dominating performance on the road in their best game of the season when it matters the most at the end of the regular season. A litmus test in the mind of Jason Howard, and A-pluses all across the board for Spring Garden. So your final score, Spring Garden 47 and Ragland 21. We will take this time out, and we will begin our postgame presented by Ragland Pharmacy after this.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNN Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnn.bank. Member FDIC.
The Food Barn in Ragland offers the best in good old-fashioned hometown service when you're shopping for groceries, plus the latest ways to get great food specials your way. Click on RaglandFoodBarn.com. Follow the Food Barn on Facebook and listen to the River for weekly specials.
Where you can get everything you need from down on the farm and it won't cost you a leg or an arm.
And they're open 7 days a week. For the best cuts on quality meats, great service, and great prices, it's the Food Barn in Ragland.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
Hey, who are you?
Oh, hey, Jeff, I'm a car thief.
What?
I'm here to steal your car because, well, that's my job.
What?
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 It happens. So get off stake. I'd be better protected from mayhem, like me.
PCA Insurance is an independent insurance agency located in Piedmont, serving the cities of Piedmont, Center, Hoax Bluff, Jacksonville, Collinsville, Gadsden, Anniston, Cave Springs, and Oxford.
The finest effort of the season for the Spring Garden Panthers as they they'll go back to Spring Garden with a wire-to-wire 47-21 victory at Ragland as we begin our post-game show presented by Ragland Pharmacy, serving the Ragland area since 2012 with a professional and friendly staff to help you with all of your prescription and over-the-counter needs. Be sure to visit them at 1560 Main Street in Ragland, on Facebook or online at raglandpharmacy.com. And Spring Garden has a whole lot of highlights that we're going to show you, presented by newly elected St. Clair County Board of Education member for Place 3, Representative Bogey Lovell. So, first off, one of their many big plays tonight as far as our National Cement replay. Pass and a near interception for Ragland on looked like the first drive of the ball game for Spring Garden. And then a solid court passing effort tonight. Really consistent play, Eddie, from quarterback Chapel Pope. And so there you see Bogey Lovell as far as presenting our highlights from tonight's ball game. And a near fumble that time, one of the few near mistakes that we saw, or mistakes for that matter, that we saw from Spring Garden all night long. That set up outstanding field position. And this is a third down touchdown grab from Chapel Pope to John Welsh, as Pope was under pressure and found his receiver for the touchdown. And Welsh on the toss sweep makes a couple, 3 tackles missed. And he goes into the end zone for that first half touchdown run. And that made it 21-7, I believe, at that point. Not a whole lot doing really throughout this ball game for Ragland, as they just really met their match all across the board tonight as far as just what Spring Garden was able to do offensively, defensively, and special teams. Solid defense, especially in the first half before Spring Garden could really wear them down, as DJ Turner had some flashes as far as his production on the ground with that Agent Michelle Green first down run. This was the only touchdown of the first half for Ragland, as Drake Kay took it in for 31 yards out. But after that touchdown drive, it was all Spring Garden going forward, as on 3rd and 17, Braxton Haney takes it in from 69 yards out on the pass from Chapel Pope. And then here's that swinging gate play on the PAT, as it was Pope pitching to Welsh, who threw into the end zone to John Welsh. Is that in your playbook, Eddie? Yeah, I think Coach Eddie Bullock's teams had that play down to perfection throughout his high school football coaching career. And here's a 4th down stop, Eddie. And this is really about the point in the ball game when Spring Garden started asserting themselves.
Well, in the first half, they dominated field position and they put up points. In the second half, they just executed extremely well and just made plays.
So there was the 4th down stop of DJ Turner. As here's Drake Kay under pressure all night from an aggressive, swarming Spring Garden defense, as he was able to scramble for 4 yards that time. But not a lot of big plays given up by the Spring Garden defense, as the run for one of the would have been first downs, but a fumble forced. This was to begin the third quarter.
Right.
As it was Spring Garden recovering, setting up another touchdown. This time from Cameron Welsh around left end, untouched.
This is the play I said they should have ran 3 more times.
Yeah, they probably should have run that a whole lot more to try and loosen up the box as far as the Spring Garden defense. But it seemed also, Eddie, that every time that Ragland scored, tried to get something going, Spring Garden provided an answer.
Absolutely. Whatever you do, I can do better.
So this was the main producer offensively tonight, was really those DJ Turner runs up the middle as far as those zone reads from the pistol. As Drake Kay on this play, like a couple of plays ago that we're showing you, when he tried to roll out, really had no running room or anywhere to pass as well. As this was one of the better passes that we saw tonight on the run from Chapel Pope and in rhythm for Braxton Haney.
Right, and had to throw it across his body. He's rolling out to the left, being right-handed. He had to come back and.
It actually looked like kind of a college throw that time, as DJ Turner nearly taking it to the house here in the fourth quarter. As Ragland was able to score their final touchdown of the night and got the 2-point conversion both from Drake Kay to get their 19th and then 20th and 21st points of the night. Ragland Pharmacy brings to you our postgame as Spring Garden takes care of in a wire-to-wire victory the Ragland Purple Devils 47-21. Let's go ahead and take this time out, and we'll have more of our postgame after this.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNN Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnn.bank. Member FDIC.
Our Ragland Pharmacy postgame show continues on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week as the Spring Garden Panthers improve and actually finish the regular season at 9-1 overall, as they'll at least have a two-way, if not most likely a three-way tie here at the end of the regular season for them as far as the region championship with both Wadley and Ragland as well. The Ragland Purple Devils will finish their season at 6-4 overall, but they'll finish region play in Class 1A Region 6 at 5-1, likewise with the Panthers of Spring Garden. Postgame show presented by Ragland Pharmacy, serving the Ragland area since 2012 with a professional and friendly staff to take care of your prescription needs as well as over-the-counter needs as well. Visit them at 1560 Main Street in Ragland or on Facebook or at their website at raglandpharmacy.com. And once again, a big thanks to newly elected St. Clair County Board of Education member for Place 3, Representative Bogey Lovell, for our post-game and halftime highlights as well. And we'll have a twofer for you next week as far as our FNN Game of the Week. 2 games Thursday and Friday. We'll have Munford hosting Asheville on Thursday, and then back up to Southside as Etowah and Southside will close out the regular season for us. But We'll still have our slate of postseason games coming up in a couple of weeks, but 2 games for you next week to put a bow on the regular season. And before we wrap this one up, Eddie, your final thoughts on an outstanding, impressive performance for Spring Garden tonight.
I just think it was total domination. You know, they dominated the line of scrimmage, and they had excellent execution, and that's what you want to do going into the playoffs.
Quick yes or no, could we see Spring Garden in the 1A championship game off of this performance?
Absolutely yes.
We shall see. That's about a month away or so. And there you see all of our fine folks, our MVPs for tonight, especially behind the scenes. Jim Jacobs, Nathan Young, Alonzo Kirby, Seth Melisano, Jake Jacobs, Garrett Lloyd, and doing an outstanding job, especially with the adversity that we ran into audio-wise around halftime. They kept it together and got us to the finish line. A job well done, fellas. As we'll be down at Munford next Thursday, up at Southside on Friday, and don't forget Tuesday from Strut Swings in Oxford as far as our next FNN Coaches Show. So for all of those fine folks that you saw on your screen, and for my wingman, color analyst, Coach Eddie Bullock, James Hardy signing off as Spring Garden takes it over Ragland 47-21 on our FNN Game of the Week, brought to you this week by Snow Temper.